Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Jay?
Not much. Bored.
Yeah, I just listed some video games
Oh
I
no.
had laying around.
You doing them individually or?
Yeah, like before all this, it probably wouldn't have been worth listing these individually, but the market now is kind of up. So, I mean, if I can get the $10 for each of them, I think
Yeah,
there's
I
like
did.
nine.
I've done a few bundles of games and I just listed them as auction
Yeah,
because the prices are changing so like rapidly that I just let them bid on them. They're doing pretty well. They've all got bids on, so
exactly. Yeah, now's the time to list the games.
yeah.
So, what you been up to?
Not a lot. I did a postage run today. I think I shipped like 26 items today.
Oh, that's good, man.
Hmm.
26. Nice. Yeah, it's been busy over here too. Like yesterday, I didn't get anything listed. I spent all day just literally packing orders. It was a good problem.
How many did you have?
Probably over 40. I didn't really count them per se. My son Justin runs them to the post office for me, and he had to make a couple of trips to get them all in the car.
Wow.
Here's the next thing. I'm gonna
You have a
get
lot
is
of
on this
bigger
thing.
items, so don't you? A lot of my stuff's just like board games and stuff.
Yeah, there are some that are bigger items. Kind of a variety. And tomorrow, well, I won some lots in an online estate sale. So tomorrow I got to go pick up. I won like over two. Um, it was pretty cheap too. I think I paid $22. And when you see the picture, they're mostly hardcover, but there's like two shelves that are filled with Bibles, and a lot of them are leather Bibles.
Yep.
And some of those can go for really good money,
Yep.
and even right now they're going for more money.
I
So,
sold a lot of Bibles in the past. If
okay,
they're like decent leather ones, they sell really well here.
right, yeah, same here. So a lot of people don't know that, but Bibles can
They're hard to
definitely,
get over here though. I think originally like they just mass produce like the paperback ones these days.
yeah,
They're hard to get.
yeah.
Is Clay coming on or?
He says he's running. He's organizing his sock drawer, um,
What?
playing Tetris, and making excuses why he can't lift.
Well, tell him to come on and point the camera at the Tetris.
I told him to. He says he'll try to come on later. He has to take his cousin Angie somewhere apparently.
Oh, okay. See, we have you know, in the UK we have post boxes where you put letters in and stuff, like the red things. We have new ones now which take parcels, so we don't even. I don't even have to go in the shop anymore.
That's nice.
Yeah.
No con.
Yep. Just wear a glove, open it up. It's like one of those ones that has like the pull down and it's like circular inside. Put it
Yeah,
in and it drops it in.
yeah, that makes it nice. All right, let's see. There are 20. All right, let's filter. Actually, this is new, so I don't have to filter. There's 25 available.
Is that third party or is that Nintendo?
Nintendo, yeah. 9 and one recently sold for 24. Well, no, they had games. 23 plus 12 shipping. I'll do like $24.99 plus shipping. I always like to kind of go on the top end.
Yeah, especially now prices are going up. So even if you're overpriced this week, you might be underpriced next week.
That's a good point.
Like I listed two Wii Fit boards yesterday. A black one, which is rare. I put that for £50, and a white one for 45. Yeah, they're really rare. They came with like a limited edition black console, I think, which you never see a black console. I don't think I've seen one and I bought it. So.
Oh.
And I put the white one up for 45, and someone offered me 40 for it this morning, but I just said no.
No.
Like if you're offering me 40 now, it'll go for 45 in the next few days. So
exactly. Like that. When was it? Saturday when we did that last live work show. Those kneading fingers that I listed, almost instantly, I had a guy that kept messaging me, sending me offers.
what was that for?
For that massager I listed Saturday.
Oh yeah.
The kneading fingers, and the sell-through rate's ridiculous. So I was like, no, wait, the sell-through rate will tell you exactly what you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I can be patient.
Do they update like frequently on eBay? Like, is it going to take into account the last few weeks of like? Does it update all the time or?
Yeah, I don't know how frequently they do it, but it's pretty frequently because I saw on one of the items I was looking at, it was April 17th. So, so I would imagine they probably do it at least daily. And so this week, my goal is to get 60 up. And it's easy when you got like, I mean, if I was just doing video games and books, those are easy to list.
Yeah. I don't know why, but my sales have tanked today. Like I've literally sold nothing. Monday and Tuesday seem to be like the worst days here. But then I did.
Yeah, for me,
I did quite well yesterday. Today I done £15 and it's 8 o'clock. Yesterday I did 90, so I guess it's just one of those days.
Yeah, for me, Wednesday's usually the slowest day of the week, and Sunday's usually the best. Monday's actually good here for me.
Yeah, I always have a good Saturday, Sunday. Sunday usually being the better one.
Right. Let's see. Accept all. Well, I might even go higher. I think I'm going to go really high. $29.99. Because, I mean, it's not like you can go this stuff easily right now.
Exactly.
New silk case.
Kind of feel bad though how like high the prices are going on some gaming stuff. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like these people, they're spending all their money to keep their kids occupied and they've got nothing left. But what can you do?
Supply and demand are in full effect. Yeah, I paid $2 for this. I think I picked it up at a garage sale. Let's see. Fixed price. Make offers. Immediate payment.
What's he playing Tetris on anyway? Like his phone, or has he got a console? Or?
Well, here, let me pull up his message. I'm kind of messing with him because I told him, I'm like, hey, you should come on, and he said, because he was talking about organizing his apartment, and it seems like he is organizing his apartment. Don't you do that like every day?
That's what I was thinking.
He says, well, I'm going to do it all, but then he says he plans on doing it, but he ends up listing or packing. Or if we're being real, and if you're watching, Clay, you know this is true, binge watching a series on TV. And then he says he gets overwhelmed because his apartment's small and there's so much stuff in it. And he feels like he's playing Tetris, moving stuff.
Oh, okay.
Trying to talk him into it, like, because he's making good money reselling. I'm like, dude, get a two-room apartment. One bedroom can just be for your work, and the other bedroom is for you, so you can separate your work life.
That's what I got.
Because I know, like that stuff can affect him mentally sometimes. Yeah. I mean, that's true for any of us. I think everyone needs.
When I was doing the streaming, my computer and that I streamed with, my whole setup was in my bedroom, so the disconnect was never there, and the mental health just like goes out the window. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I made sure this time, like, all my stuff's separate.
Me, like I had some stuff inside my house, but now everything's in the garage.
Yep.
And it's better that way. Like I come out here and I know this is work. Go inside, I can.
Yep.
So it's a good way to do it.
I have a storage, I have a packing room, and then my bedroom. So
that's good.
But my PC still is in my bedroom, but now it's for leisure, it's not work anymore. It used to be work. So
yeah, and that's different if it's just like you said, for entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a big box. And if I was Clay, I'd be boxing everything up as I list it. Let's see. Large package.
That's why he's got no room left, because he boxes everything.
I know. I'm like, dude. But do what works for you, man.
See, I would never be able to do that, because I'd still be opening to make sure, double check, triple check that it's actually the right thing. And then by the time I've done that.
Well, yeah. And like I told him, it takes more room, because like I've got boxes that are flat and I pull them out and I make the box when I need it. So space. Obviously, if I boxed everything up, I had an inventory, there's no way it would fit in here.
Yep.
But, Clay likes to do things Clay's way.
But then he's limited himself, like, for the future now.
Yeah, I mean I know he got the storage unit, but it's like he's kind of forcing himself to. He's gonna probably have to start working out of a storage unit at some point.
Yep.
All right, that's listed. I sent the link out to. We have a reseller roundtable group for Kevin and Scott and Clay.
Kevin's away at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he went to Florida.
Yeah, went to his girlfriend's parents or something.
He's in there. Yeah, his girlfriend's parents. All right, what to list now? Like antique looking tea kettle. But there's no marks on it. So I will open up Worth Point and see what I can find. White enamel tea kettle. Matter of fact, here, I'll take whoever's watching, all two people. We can research tea kettles together. It's a very British thing to do.
Yeah, that's an old style like one as well.
Yeah. All right, so I know it's enamel, so let's type in white enamel.
How much they charge you for Worth Point?
Different levels. I think mine's at like $39 a month, but since I'm moving to more estate sales, units, I'm coming across more antiques and vintage things. So I think, and plus it's a write-off too.
See, if I was driving, I would love to do like more antiques, like have a shop that just had all my antiques in. I'd love that.
Would be cool.
I'm hoping
I always like to look
like for a store goes so far down, I'll be able to get one.
That would be nice.
Mm.
That's a colorful Japan. Huh. And I like looking these things up because I'm researching also, and I'm taking mental notes of other items in that niche that are worth money.
Yep.
And I like to go like this design. What do they call this? Lotus design. Like now I know that that's something to look for.
There's a lot of those ones. Huh?
Yeah.
I never even seen them before.
Huh, look at this.
That's nice.
See, mine has the short.
That reminds me of what's that movie where the girl goes really small through the keyhole?
Oh yeah, the Honey I Shrunk the Kid, something like that, right?
No, it's a Disney one. She takes the potion and she goes in that like really crazy land. Another tea party.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not guess.
Someone will know.
He watches all the movies. He would know. Yeah, so checkered patterns, this pattern are really.
I wonder if that's one person that just had like 50 of them.
Well, these two spots are different. It's got the long spout.
Does it not have
I picked this thing up.
Any markings on it or anything?
No. Yeah, no markings. I picked up at a garage sale for like $1.
It's a whistling kettle as well.
Whistling?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. Come on. It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
So what's the difference between like the packages on WorthPoint? Is just how far back you can go, or?
Yeah. They like where eBay, you get 90 days on regular eBay. Therapy gives you a year. Like point, this one goes back to August 10th, 2008.
Wow.
I don't know how many years they go back. What, that's 12? At least 12, if not longer. And it's beneficial, especially when you rare items. Like I've used it myself, where like there's none on the eBay market currently, and there's no comps. So you go to WorthPoint. So whereas if you don't use WorthPoint, maybe you list it way cheaply. But on WorthPoint, maybe you found that this item sold 2 years ago for $300, and without that, you wouldn't know. Now, I don't think everyone needs it, but if you're dealing a lot in antiques,
yeah, I wonder what's going to happen. Like once this is all over, like with a lot of the stuff that's skyrocketed in price, like games, board games, like I presume everyone's just going to sell it all again, and it's all going to drop. The market is going to crash for that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I would guess. It would at least, at the minimum, come back to where it was before this happened.
Yeah, and then I can rebuy everything and then sell it again.
Wait for the next one.
Oh God, no! I can't deal with this again. But that's going to ruin like looking up prices and stuff for a while.
How are you doing? Back to my research. I'm going to find this tea kettle. And what does that mean? Like, if you can't find one, does that mean you just came across something?
Oh, it must be the Queen's.
Now this one,
it might just be British, and no one in America's ever had one before.
This one's kind of similar. I mean, it's not exactly, but in the ballpark. you can bookmark it and it'll save your accounts.
You sure it's an enamel one and not just the painted, like iron kettle?
Sure, like enamel. Which will be, so if for some reason I can't find it, then I will tend to go high.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
There you go. 70 quid.
That's it. It's the same nozzle. That's the same handle. Sold for 70 in 2019. So what I do then is I save it to favorites.
See, if you'd searched by date, you would have found that quicker.
Yeah, that's true. But
you would have got the highest price one anyway, right? You'd have got the more accurate price if it was the last one to sell.
So I know there's not any of these that have sold for higher. So, and then I'll descriptions too. Pretty standard. All right. So now. Yep. All right. So if y'all were watching along, I picked up the teak in good of shape. There's some scratching somewhere on the bottom. But on the positive side, there are probably none like this out there. For $70,
$100.
Yeah, $99.99 will be the listing. Plus, I clearly want to measure this, weigh it, but it was like a $12.95, $14.95 kind of weight. All right. So what are y'all out there? Rachel, what are you working on, or anybody else out there? Places, are we chatting now? He told me to tell you, Jay, I'll get his big rig in the mail tomorrow for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, let me photograph this in the light box. But during the day, I don't even have to turn the light box on. Actually, I'm going to clean it up. It's a little dirty.
I'm tempted to buy a light box. I'm fed up with my stupid photography lights. They fall over and they whack me on the head. And
yeah, that's how I doing so many shoes. Like the light box was perfect.
Yeah.
Glue gun. Yeah, I guess glue gun will work. And most of my items I can still photograph in there, and if it's larger, I just find this. I've got a mannequin for like a men's mannequin for clothing, even though I sold my aunt. I had suits, and they were good suits too. Like she's gonna make money. Like Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers, 346. Some really good suits and blazers. And I just don't want to list them anymore, so I sold them to her.
Are you done with suits then?
Yeah, so I just moved them all. And
See,
I told her
carry on.
Oh, and we came up with a deal because she can't find clothing right now. And since I do estate sales, I come across it all the time. And so basically, I will be on the list of her. Like if I can get it for 50 cents a piece and just move it to her, not really make anything, we'll supply her, but make just a little bit. Like I saw an estate sale that had tons of clothes. The clothes, it did have some really nice shoes that I was interested in, and some cowboy hats, some items I would have liked to list, but I didn't want to bid too high because I didn't want to mess with the clothing. But now that I have her as somebody that will take the clothing, I go a little bit higher, knowing that. Like I could have sold her. Let's just say there's 200 pieces of clothing in that closet. I sell them to her at like $1 a piece, that will cover, what am I trying to say? Basically, almost like what she's getting it for covers the whole closet.
Yep.
And so I'm charging her for almost delivering that merchandise, and then I can then list those items that I want to list. So I think it's going to work out well.
Yeah, see, I've done a few bits of clothing, and I just don't like it. It's not for me at all. Like, I like the vintage, funky, old 80s, 70s looking clothing.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy picking that up just because I like the look of it, the style. But when it comes around to listing, I'm just so lazy with it. Like, I don't want to take a tape measure and measure this. And
it's just not fun.
No, it's not.
Like hard goods, I love hard goods.
And I've not sold any of my clothing. I sold one T-shirt. Like, my shoes aren't moving, my clothing's not moving. I don't know. Unless I find something really like killer, I don't think I'm gonna even bother. To be honest.
Yeah, and actually, like we did that storage unit, the one that Clay and I did together, about 200 pieces, Adidas and Nike.
See, I'd buy that.
And we listed that, and that stuff is still selling. So that's good. But in general, I don't know. And even with that unit, I think I would have just moved it, maybe charge someone basically 10% of what it'll go for. So if it'll go for $20-$30, charge them $2 or $3 wholesale, just save that time. Oh, that looks good. That does look good.
Have you had any issues with the apparent free shipping glitch on the eBay phone app?
I have. No, I've read it. Well, I've heard about it, but I haven't had any problems. Have you?
Well, I don't list on the app, so I've not had anything. I did sell an item the other day, though, and I went to pack it today, and it had free shipping on it, so I don't know how that happened. But that was listed like months ago, so that must have just been me making a mistake. But
I would say for me, like 99% of what I list is the shipping.
I think everything, unless I've accidentally done it.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt my sales. Like my sales on eBay are great. And I think the thing that's helped the most is since I've joined Daily Refinement's Patreon group, that accountability group, like last week of 50 listings and I hit 57. So this week it's 60. And as those listings are going up, the sales are going up.
Yeah, see, that's really weird because my sales were way up anyway, and I'd not listed in like a month because I had no stock. And then I found all that stock that wasn't listed, so I listed it, and it's not changed anything. So I don't know what's going on.
Hi Marie. How are you doing? What's everybody up to out there today?
I think a lot of people are just aware, though, with shipping these days that it's not actually free shipping, and they don't like the fact that someone's baked it into the price.
Yeah, it's so to me, like, just separate it because it is separate.
Yeah.
And the other thing,
always go for the lower price of the actual item anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is, like on returns, it kind of helps because I usually put the money on shipping anyway, and so if they return it, I don't have to pay back that shipping. So if you put it all together, you're like double screwed. All right, I'm putting this into the eBay antique white enamel whistling tea, just in case. Let's see, does anything come up? No matches.
It'd be interesting. Does the does WorthPoint tell you how long their item was listed for?
I'll check. Now look at this one. All right, so similar that sold. It looks, well, it's not exactly, but it's, here, let me put it on here. It is similar, but a very funky colorway.
All right, yeah. It's a different shape as well, no?
Yeah, it's a little different, yeah. So I'm going to use this as my to sell similar, and then I'll change it. Let's see. Rachel said I sold some new girls' Uggs this week. One dress, one blouse, one pair of shoes, one Terminator toy. All of the box. And lots of kids' clothes. Not bad. Yeah, that's good. That's a nice
I just realized I can look at the live chat on there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Under comments. Oh, there's a private chat. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's good. Let me see. So Uggs. Yeah, Uggs do well. What type of dress was it, Rachel? And what type of shoes? I sell a lot of shoes. Really do
One
any
Terminator
dress.
toy.
Yeah, that's the fun one.
I wonder if that was an original, like from way back.
Ooh.
When did the first Terminator come out? Like 80 something?
Yeah, it was in the 80s. I don't know exactly when. Let's see. Marie's doing some house cleaning. Better you than me, Marie. Spring cleaning. All right, I've got 10 photos I'm going to upload on my tea kettle. I don't know, this kind of stuff, like when I find little treasures like this for $1 and then you find out it's antique and worth 70, 100 bucks, that's just fun to me.
See, that's the sort of thing that 99.9% of people would walk past, but I would pick that up just because it looks cool, and then I'd realize it was worth money.
Yeah, it's like as a reseller, I think we develop like eyes that it's hard to even explain. Like, I mean, like, yeah, you could. Why? This is not an ordinary tea kettle, but it just catches your attention. Rachel, black slip-on tennis shoes with spikes. Or you mean like baseball cleats or track and field cleats? Black mini dress. Hey, I guess you got to look good for the pandemic.
I didn't know tennis shoes had spikes.
Cleats or shoes do. Yeah, that's cute, right?
As well.
All right. Got the British accent. You want to ask our audience if they'd like a spot of tea?
Would you like a spot of tea?
See, that sounds good. That's good.
Tea and crumpets, everybody. Come round to the tea shop, have a tea and a crumpet during the pandemic.
I'm so easily. Little spikes on the top. Let's go with the Terminator shoes.
Wait, is that so if you get mad for losing, you can kick the enemy?
Right.
The spikes.
You lose the soccer game and you kick the.
Did you know it's illegal in tennis to throw your racket on the floor?
Like, it was unsportsmanlike.
You're not allowed to do it, apparently.
Well, they have lots of rules in golf. All right, let's see. So what I do is I take my pictures on my phone, Jay, and I save it, and then I go and actually list it from the desktop.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Because I used, well, and sometimes I still will, because I've got a Canon T6i that takes amazing pictures, but it just takes that time I waste. I don't think the difference in quality is.
How do you get your photos from your phone to your PC? Because I used to use the inbuilt like cloud thing, and they just never used to come through. They used to drive me insane. Like I would sit there refreshing the Apple Cloud thing for like an hour.
Right. So I actually go into the eBay app. I do use the eBay. I search, like in this case, I search for an antique white tea kettle. I find that there's one so similar. Upload the photos, which only takes a second. Save as draft.
Okay.
Then I come to the computer and I go to draft and finish. It sounds like a lot, but that only takes.
That makes sense. I just use Dropbox now, so.
I was using Dropbox. Gosh, I've tried so many things. It's always like, what's the best way, the quickest way.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to complete the draft. Here, I'll show y'all. Show you the pictures I took. It always gives me a headache, that screen. Oh, it's terrible.
One thing I've noticed during this lockdown is people are a lot less patient with shipping times.
Yeah.
Like I have my shipping time set to 3 days, so I only have to do two a week. I do a Wednesday or a Tuesday and a Thursday, Wednesday and a Friday or whatever, and then by the Monday I can, whatever it happens to be, it's twice a week.
So yeah, so what I do,
they just message me so much like, "Oh, I bought this yesterday. It's when's it being dispatched?" Like it's not been dispatched yet. It's like it's going tomorrow.
So, because I'm top rated seller, you have to ship same or next day. So I ship Monday through Friday every day.
I used to do that,
and it works. I don't know. My sales have picked up doing that. I have Justin to actually go do it. I pay him to make it. It's an easy job for him to the post office to drop it off.
I used to do that, but I'd have to walk to the post office every single day, which was fine because it was nice exercise. But it's like if I missed a day, I'd get like however many items were supposed to go out that day. I'd get that many dings on my account for late delivery. So
yeah, that's what I do today. Just give myself a little time. And see, and here's the beautiful thing. This is so long ago. I can improve on that, so I'm just going to steal their title. Condition. Oh, it's definitely not new.
Is that your photos?
Yeah, these are mine. Like amazing. But and on theirs is better too. Those are good photos.
I feel like those weren't their photos. I feel like that was like the original like sales photos from our website.
Ooh, well,
do a reverse search on that. Right click, search Google, see what comes up.
Yeah, maybe. Now I know the lady, like she was in her 50s, and she said, I don't remember if she said it was her mother's or grand. Vintage, if not antique.
Okay, maybe not then.
So unless this is someone that just took amazing photos of a pristine, or maybe they touched it up, they re-enameled it. I don't know.
Maybe it's just the same one you have. The same exact pot. That's why there's only ever been one online at a time.
Yeah, like it. It's pretty freaking rare. And with
is it different color handle? Or is it the same?
It's the same.
Oh yeah.
So it's just theirs is like mine looks a little beige, pure white, and mine is more of an eggshell white, and that may just be from the age of it. All right, so this is where you gotta be careful. Brand we don't know. See, I'm not gonna. It's not Chantel. That's the problem with self-similar. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I don't know what capacity is. Let me see. 10.5 inches tall, about 2 pounds. Looks about right. And I have a tape measure, which I should probably measure. So if you don't know, leave it blank.
The thing that really annoys me about eBay, like that they've not changed, is when you go to do an auction for like the first time in a week.
Yeah.
And you click like enter for everything to like go through, and then it's like something's wrong, and then you look and it's that stupid button that says request instant payments. You have to like uncheck it for auctions. It's so annoying. It's like, I'm doing an auction. Why can't it just auto untick that box?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I'm not going to put the weight on it. That's kind of irrelevant. All right. Ooh. And because I do ship out quickly, Let me see. Hold on.
You left the word ways in, by the way.
Oh, did I? Oh, thank you. Good catch. Good catch. See, there's Clay. He's sending me pictures about movies and. I'm like, boy, less TV, more listing.
You know why he's not on? Because he hasn't met his listing target. I bet he's too scared to come on and tell us that he didn't list anything since the last time.
Right, he's a chicken. Come on, Clay, get on, jump on. And then this is what I tell him, and this is what I do. Like I set my time. I treat it like I go full time, so I'm working from like 8 till 5, like a real job. And I'm like, you've gotta, before you can watch TV or reward yourself, you've gotta earn it, man.
Do you put your SKU in the SKU bar as well, or do you just have it in the description?
Yeah, I do. See, that's the problem with these workflows is I'm not as, but yeah, thank you.
No, that was just me asking whether you actually did that.
I try to. Because
I've never used SKUs, so it's SKUs, whatever they're called. So I don't know where they show up. Like when you're viewing your list.
Yeah. Like,
once you're looking at your like sold list, where does it show up on there to like pick your items?
Well, the advantage for me is like when you get your orders to ship out.
Yep.
When I'm doing my books, it'll show up on that order page.
Okay. So
I don't have to click into the listing to know which bin location it's going to be in, so it saves me a click.
I think what I'm going to have to do is once this is all over, I'm getting like 3 more units to try and fill with stock anyway. So I'll start a SKU system then, and then I'll gradually just sell through what's on my original shelving and then replace it with more like bins.
So
I'll just have to work through it slowly, but
yeah.
Or I just have to go through 500 listings and add SKUs onto them, which doesn't sound fun.
No. See, Clay was talking about doing that. I'm like, nope. We'll just start doing it from here on out. It's just like, I think you'd be more productive to list new inventory versus going back and
I've already done that once. I went through and relisted, like not relisted, but edited everything. Because originally I didn't have any white background or like anything decent for backgrounds. I was just taking like, this was when I first started. I was just taking like on my bedside cabinet photos, like in dingy light. It was terrible. And I had like 150 listings up, like by the time I actually got a decent light. So I had to go through everything and like redo photos. And it actually helped. Like stuff that just wasn't selling with those terrible photos just started selling and moving. So it really did.
Well, help. I think in that means that the photos are terrible. Or like in this case, if somebody didn't have inventory, then that would be a good use of time as well. Hey, Scott, what's going on, Cover Dad? Feel free to jump on. Here, I'm going to put the link in the comments. Anybody that wants to join Jay and I, we discuss tea kettles and spiky shoes that you can kill people with. And as we give Clay a hard time. All right, so let me put that on the over here. All right.
Have you listed the TV yet?
Yeah, that's on Facebook Marketplace. It's so freaking heavy. It weighs almost 100 pounds.
Wow. Is it Sony?
It is an Emerson. Here, let me show you. This was a free Facebook Marketplace pickup.
Do you ever worry that they're going to notice that you're reselling it and then send you a nasty message?
Nah. it crossed my mind, but I'm at the point as a reseller I don't care anymore. But yeah. I did.
That's why my Facebook account's like a non-personal one. It's like a business-only one. So if they message, they don't know who I am anyway. Because I've picked up lots of stuff for free on Facebook before.
Oh yeah, always some good stuff. I missed out by 5 minutes on a lady was giving away a Yamaha keyboard. Ooh. And they were selling like 150 to 200, and there was nothing wrong with it. She was just giving it away free.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
See, it's actually, I find it easier to get stuff for free, like to get the good stuff for free on Facebook than if they list it for cheap. Because if they list it for cheap, everyone clicks on it. Whereas if it's listed for free, everyone thinks it's one of those stupid listings that says free, and then you click on it and it's like, I want 150 quid.
Oh, that is the most annoying thing ever.
So a lot of people just don't click the free ones because they think that it's not free.
Right.
So I seem to find that just clicking through all the free ones, like you tend to find some actual good stuff that's still like available. But that does drive me crazy when it's like Nintendo Switch and you're like, oh my God, this is free. And they're like, I want 400 quid for it. It's like, what?
Yeah, it really bothers me. That annoys me. So I've got all these plates, but I can't find my plate holders, and they look better when you photograph them on plate holders. I'm on, I think on eBay, support eBay, and they haven't came in, so I'm gonna have to hold up on the plates. Now I do have a lot of watches that I need to replace back on, and list those. I might start working on those in a minute. But that's kind of hard work. Well, it's not hard work, it's intricate work.
Yeah, see, what are the charity shops down the road from me? Like, they always have like decorative, like display plates. And I always pick them up.
Yeah, plates. Man, I sold plates for some good money.
They're always the ones that you're not allowed to eat off though, because they got like lead in them or something.
Yeah, like the display plates.
Yeah.
So this thing, sell-through rate is terrible.
What is it?
It is a lever corkscrew with foil cutter.
It looks like some crazy sex toy.
Ouch. Yeah. So there's 8 available. Now, if it was a sex toy, the sell-through rate would probably be a lot higher.
Yep.
And there's none have sold. So like, I want to list something like that.
What is it, like an electric corkscrew or just like a fancy corkscrew?
Yeah, it looks like a fancy, or maybe I just keep it for the house because we drink wine occasionally. Yeah, that goes to the keep at the house pile. I'll test it out. Man, like, I won this at auction, and Mike said I can't sell this CPAP machine. I wonder if I could get away with listing it on Craigslist or OfferUp or somewhere. Because one just like it sold for $700.
It's a what?
Like somebody sold it on eBay.
What is it?
Here, I'll show you. Well, all right, let me show you what it is, and I'll. Some type of medical device, like a.
Oh, that's for people that have what's that thing called? When they can't, they like stop breathing when they're asleep.
Yeah.
My friend's dad uses one of them.
So let's see what the market looks like on eBay. And I was told not to sell it on eBay. Oh wait, did I not list that? Wait, I thought I listed that. Hold on.
I think you had it set as an auction. It said start price.
Yeah, that one showed auction. Yeah, I must have had it on 2 tabs. Yeah, here it is. It's listed.
Yeah.
No views yet. All right, so this is a VPAP Auto 25. VPAP Auto 25. Yeah, I don't see any listed. I bet you probably can't sell this online, on eBay at least. Oh, look, that one sold for $489. $169. Took an offer. I'll have to do some research on that. I don't want to take a chance if it'll mess up my eBay account. Maybe I'll try to move it on a local market lot cheaper.
Do you have a second account you can list it on?
No, I just got the one. I think I only paid $20 or $30 at an auction for it.
Mm.
All right, what else? Got watches. I've got a donate pile.
It's weird that you wouldn't be able to sell that because it's not like it's like a medicine. It's like an actual machine.
Right? That's why I was surprised when they told me that. If you look on eBay, you can see any of the complete ones listed.
People sell like actual tablets on eBay, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's probably one of those things you could, if you list it and it sells before they see it up there, probably get away with it.
Well, I had to order on Amazon last night.
What's that?
I had to order smashed potato because we can't get potatoes in the UK right now.
Huh? No potatoes?
No potatoes.
Life without French fries is a life not worth living.
Yep. So I ordered 12 bags of smashed potato for 17 quid.
How does that compare to what it normally costs?
I think, to be honest, that's probably just a little bit over.
Okay.
But like compared to what I could get for £17 worth of actual potatoes, probably like way less.
Right.
Like a potato is like 15 pence or 20 pence for like a big one. So
okay, I found a few more items over here. Because I think with the watches, I'm gonna need to work on those when I have no distractions because I've got to take the back cases off. And it's a little more intricate. Okay, so I've got a Toronto Blue Jays hat I can list. Got an OC car radio. I actually sold a car radio today for over $100, a used one that I picked up for $4. At a garage sale.
Are they worth anything if they don't have a CD reader or something in it?
It's you just got to look them up by the model number. And I have sold the best car radio I've ever sold came off of a Toyota Supra, like an 80s Toyota Supra. And I think what people do is they restore these cars. And I at a store for, I don't know, $5 or $6. And I sold it on a local marketplace for $490 cash.
How prone are they to not work? Because I see them all the time at car boot sales. I just never pick them up because I don't trust that they've not just come out because they're broken.
The buyer, I would want that protection. Seller, I just do I thought about testing them and I was like, it's just too much trouble. So I sell them. And of course, I've got offer 30-day returns. So if they don't work, they tell me it doesn't work, either return it or sometimes I'll just be like, don't worry about it. And I'll just refund them.
Yeah.
But I would say 80 to 90, probably 85% of the time, they actually work. So, and when you can get them for $3 or $4 and sell them for $100, those numbers work. It's worth taking the risk.
Because I think there's like a trend in the UK for like new drivers, especially the male new drivers, to take out the original and then put like a flashy LED version in instead.
All right, let's play a game, guys. Here, let me. All right.
Spot.
Yeah. So let's play What's It Worth? And I don't know. I haven't looked it up. This is a Newsweek, December 22nd, 1986. Star Trek.
$20.
$20. All right. This was part of a lot I won at a a garage sale, and it came with a game, and the game sold for like, I don't know, $30 or $40.
Nice.
So let's look this. Let's do this. All right. Let's start with eBay. We will put Newsweek. Star Trek. 22nd, 1986. There's 14 available.
Well, I was way off. Oh, but then that one's $35.
$2.99. Oh, that's terrible. All right, let me just double check. Let me cross-reference.
Is your one new though?
No, it's not. I just put it in a plastic, like a plastic cover-up baggie. Let's see historically what they have done. Oh, I misspelled. Spelling's important. Not New Week, Newsweek. Well, here's one.
20 quid. Look at that one. Yeah, $20. I was spot
So,
on.
yeah, so I guess it's a matter of when. Recently, not so great. But what are the ones been listed for selling? Let's see, they did an auction. Well, I'm just gonna list it.
I would do 15 and just leave it on the shelf to forget about it.
Takes a year to sell. That's okay. I think that's the problem. Some people are
too impatient.
Exactly.
That's what Kevin was always going on about, the race to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people do that, especially if they have less stock. They panic and then they'll decrease the pricing. Whereas all they have to do is go get more stock and stop worrying about what's not selling.
Exactly.
To a certain degree. Obviously, if nothing's selling, then you're in a predicament. And that's probably because you're buying bad stuff. But
yeah. Well, what I do is I list my stuff high, and then I'll run sales, like 30% off sale. So even if you list high, that 30% off is going to bring it down.
Yeah.
But still not going to be too low.
See, the problem with a sale on eBay is they still charge you fees for the full price.
Well, I mean, yeah, the fees sell it. I mean, you get charged listings, but depending on your store level. Like I'm at the store level where you get 1,000 listings in your subscription.
Oh, we get 1,000 free in the UK anyway now.
Yeah, and I know right now that everybody gets 40. It's a ridiculous number.
40,000.
Like who would be able to list that many?
Well, we don't have that. We have 1,000, like a free account, which is what I'm using, is 1,000.
But think about it. Even if you could list 40,000 some way somehow, that's April and May, right? Or is it March and April? So at the end of April, May 1st, you would then
be in so much debt.
You'd be screwed.
This is what I said, because I phoned up eBay because I was interested in getting a store.
Uh-huh.
And the way that they have the stores laid out in the UK is like the first store's like £20 a month or something before tax, VAT, whatever they want to call it. Yeah. And they give you like 200 free listings. That's it. So I'm now paying £20 a month, and you're basically punishing me by giving me minus 800 free listings I would get with a free store. And they're like, yeah, but you can then upgrade to the next store, which is 1,500 free listings. I was like, yeah, but that's £90 a month. So I'm paying £90 a month for an extra 500 listings. And all I really get for that is limited fees. And I'm not someone that's selling like a $2,000 item every day. So limited value fees isn't really going to save me much. Certainly not going to save me £90 a month. So until I have like over 1,500 listings, like your whole store system is broken. Like it's just not worth doing.
Well, but if you break it down per, I mean, I agree. I don't like eBay's antiquated. Like the other platforms, you can list for free.
Yeah.
So eBay needs to kind of get away from that, I think. But on the other hand, if you break it down, how much it costs for each listing, I mean, what is it? 1,000? So for 1,000 listings, I think it's like $79.99 a month. So what is 7 cents, 7.9 cents a listing?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't not list to save that little bit of listing fee, where I can list an item and make 10, 20, 30 or more dollars. So I think you got to kind of look at it that way too, though.
Yeah, but I still haven't even hit the 1,000 free. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, don't push it until you need to, of course.
But I don't see why anyone would jump to a store with the UK system until they're like way over.
Yeah.
Because the listing fees go down from 35p per listing to 10p, I think, in the UK, 10 pence. So, I mean, that's good. But like until I'm over the threshold, it's like I'm just paying 90 quid a month for no reason. So.
Yeah, and you just got to be analytical about it and do the math. Like for me, the first store is what, 250 listings, and I did the math. It didn't make sense economically until I hit like, I think 400 listings was the number.
Yeah.
And once I hit that 400 listings, I went to the 1,000 store, and I'm right around 600 now. So I'll have to hit the 1,000 and then figure out what's the next point. It'll make sense to, I think, and I've heard this one, like where I'm at the 1,000 item store, the next store is like a ginormous store, and it's way more expensive. Like they need a store level between them.
Do you think it's unfair though that you're paying all that money for those listings and now they've just given everyone like free listings?
I'm sorry, I was reading Clay's message. He said he's waiting on Angie. He talked to his dad again. To YouTube. He's been watching. Well, comment, man. We're going to talk about you. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
I said, do you think it's unfair that you have to pay money for your store for the listings and now they've just given everyone free listings? Because there's no way they're going to go from 40,000 and then take that away from everyone. Like that's going to come down to a reasonable number. But
I guess the 40,000 listings, I mean, to me, it's more of a gimmick. To me, it's a PR move, a public relations move to make them look good.
Do you think someone typed an extra zero by accident and then they just went with it?
That, or I think they wanted to come up with a way that sounds really good, because when you, wow. But if you think about it, it's not that beneficial. What would have been more beneficial would be, hey, we're going to give everyone 10% off their listing fee for 2 months. I'd rather have something like that.
But here's what's going to happen. They're going to have an issue with this because normal people are going to think, oh, 40,000 free listings. I can list my items and just let them sit there forever.
Yeah.
So they're going to list like 1,000 items from their house. And then in 2 months' time, when they take the listings away, they're going to get this massive bill for 35 cents a listing or whatever it is in the US times by 1,000. They're going to get like this humongous bill that they just can't pay. And they're going to be like, well, why am I getting charged? I thought it was 40,000 free. Like they're going to have a really bad time with this if that's what happens.
To be honest, I don't think that we're going to listings. Like if you're 50 listings a week, I bet that's in the top 20-25% of eBay sellers. So to get up 1,000 listings even in a month, you'd have to do 250 listings a week. I mean, you're talking about you're what, over 7 days. If you work 30s, 210, like 35, almost 40. I think very few people are going to hit those numbers, which is kind of like my point why are you offering something that almost no one? If you can get 40,000 listings up, you're a business and you've got employees. That's the only way you can do that. There's no way one person you can work around the clock and not get up 40,000 listings in a month. So it's just
Do you reckon they've done it to allow people that have a business with a store that has 20, 30,000 listings up to deactivate their store for 2 months? Is that what they've done this for? Like, I'm someone that has 40,000 listings and I'm paying like ridiculous monthly fees for the store. Do you reckon they're giving me 2 months to not have to pay?
That's a good point. Maybe
because you can do that. You can deactivate your store for like a couple of months.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, so it would benefit that very select group. And other than that, it's one of those, wow, it sounds like you're doing an amazing thing to help people out.
Yeah,
but it's not as good when you really analyze it. And don't get me wrong, I love eBay. Like, don't be mad at me, eBay. But better ways that you could have handled it. Oh man, allow people to be anonymous, immediate payment, buyer, flat cost shipping.
What's up, flipping goodies? How you doing?
Let's see. Internationally, we're going to do calculated. Ship to the whole wide world. Jay can buy this magazine if he wants
it. I'm not a Trekkie. I'm a Star Warsy. Whatever they call themselves.
Right. Shinato fan. Okay.
I actually sold a load of Star Trek books the other day.
Did you? Actually, that lot I got Saturday. I think when we were doing our last live stream, I had a Star Trek lot in there too, and there was like 5 hardcover Star Trek books, and none of them were worth a ton of money, so I just lotted them all together.
Yeah, when I first started out, I got a Facebook deal for like, I don't know, was selling their son's Trekkie collection, and it was like a massive bag full of books. It was like, it must have been like 50 or 60 books. Yeah. And I was so new that I listed all these books on eBay individually, and they just never sold. And if they had sold, I would never have made any money anyway because of the shipping cost. But so I just had them forever. Now I've just bundled them into like their actual collections, and they're selling with pretty decent profits. So.
Yeah, that's the way. We just live in. So if it's a book that will sell for $15 or more, I'd probably list it individually. Otherwise, group them. Or if there's really just hey Mike, how's it going? If you want to jump on the live stream, or anyone else out there wants to jump in on the live stream, the link is right there. All right. So next, let's see. Ooh, light in here is not good. So we have a car radio, and on the back you can see the part number. So this up. Hey, what's going on, Mike? What you up to? Do any buyouts lately?
Do you ever have such a dead day on eBay that you check your PayPal to make sure you've not been shut down?
I have had those days. I don't think I've actually checked it, but actually, I'll just show you. Like, I'm very transparent about everything because I shared the group with Kevin, Scott, and Clay where we all chat.
Ooh.
Like, here's my sales right now, and the reason, and this is the point I was making, like, I was time on YouTube and just wasting time. But starting right here is when I started my listing goals. Yep. And as you see the relation between listings and sales, I've had a sell every day during that time period since April 12th. And yesterday was a really good day for me. Now, I know my numbers aren't ginormous. I'm still growing my store. But the thing is the growth. It's up 54%. And the last week, it's almost at $1,000, where I wasn't doing nearly those numbers. I was only maybe doing $1,600 a month. So I guess the point is that, and Kevin was talking to us about that, was, man, you got to list, and that's why I keep after Clay. I'm like, man, I want to hear about you playing Tetris, and I know you hear that, you hear this, Clay. So get on here and talk. And he's done it. And he does do a good job. Like the day that y'all were on, he cranked out 1 million listings. Like Clay can go one day and do nothing, and then the next day he can crank them out. But for me, I think I'm more of a, you got to set a goal, and you've got to work X amount of hours, and you just got to stay consistent and persist to reach those goals.
So I just logged into PayPal to check, right? It's fine, but I'm not blocked on Facebook, on PayPal, whatever. And there's this big banner that says the support you need when you need it. We're providing immediate relief for small businesses. So I'm like, oh, that's really good. I wonder what they're doing. So I click the button, and this is what they're doing for immediate relief for small companies. They're waiving fees on chargebacks. They're extending customer dispute times, and they're doubling cashback rewards. Are you kidding me?
So they're helping out the customers a little bit, and they're encouraging people to buy more, and they're not doing anything for the seller. I literally waited 6 hours on PayPal chat because they downgrade. Well, I don't. How did they phrase it? Like I had it where my money, I had immediate access.
Yeah.
Where there was no hold or anything, and then recently, like a week ago, they revoked that status, and they wouldn't even tell me why. They said there's no particular reason, and so what I'm thinking is they're just protecting themselves in the financial crisis.
Is that not an eBay thing? Because when I had that was an eBay thing. They were telling them to hold my funds for 28 days. Have you had a defect on your account? Have you checked?
No, I'm top. I mean, I have had a defect, but I'm top rated seller.
That's weird.
So I think it's just, I'm like, well, okay, whatever. I mean,
how many days are they holding for?
I don't know. It's not like when you first start that 21-day deal. I think the only difference is like before they downgraded it. Like even if there was a customer dispute or something, that money was still available to me. Now, if there's a dispute or something, they hold on to it. It's not really that big of a deal.
See, one thing I have had recently with PayPal is I always withdraw my money straight away from PayPal as much as I can because I just hate PayPal so much. I don't trust them. Like, I get my money out of there as quick as possible. And a few times I've done like multiple withdrawals in a day, and their system does not like that. I would advise you not to do more than one a day because they have this weird thing that triggers like a pending system. If you do like 2 or 3 withdrawals a day, like the system flags it for like whatever reason, and it will just pend your withdrawal for like 3 days, and then you can't withdraw until that pen's like over. It's so annoying. And you ring up and you ask them, why is my money pending? They won't give you an answer.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So like, I just have to make sure I only withdraw once a day because otherwise they stick a pending and it just takes 3 days and then I can't withdraw anything. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I never withdraw more than once a day. eBay's acting weird. Like I click on sold and it's not updating the result. Like on the used, this is from a 98 to 2010 Ford F-150 250 Crown Victoria Police. Tuner. These are listed in the 70s, but when I click on sold, it's not updating. It's weird. It's very strange. It normally automatically. It's like it's glitchy.
That's weird. Do you want to see my sales thing on eBay?
Sure. Yeah, let me.
I have 2 monitors, so I'm not sure if this is going to work or if it's going to pick up both of them. Hang on. Sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Share, screen sharing. Actually, I have a screen color changer thing. Let me turn that off quickly. Otherwise, you're going to be like looking at a weird orange screen. God, that hurts my eyes turning that off.
All right, here we go.
Let me move this over. So this is my thing. See, it's up 35%.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done 1850. This was actually at like 1950 yesterday, so 100. Oh, don't know what just happened there. So one of these days from like the beginning of the month must have like dropped off. That had a big spike, but yeah, this is like see what I mean? Like I've not listed anything up until like this point.
Yeah.
And it's like stayed consistent other than these like peaks here, but
that's good. Looks like almost
days where it's like
looks like you've had a sell every day.
Yeah, pretty much. I've not missed a day, but today's like £14, where yesterday was 83, and then 77, and 68, and 77. And then this is the bit I like about the hub, is it actually tells me like how much has gone out on fees. So like I've cleared like 1,400 because I do all of my postage through eBay as well, so it like takes it out.
Mm-hmm.
So like postage was 137 and PayPal was 107, and then they gave me back £5 for some reason for fees. So it's quite nice to see this. I didn't have this before. I only recently got the hub. I found out I could actually get it without a business account. So before I didn't have access to any of these stats. So, and my late delivery is quite high at the moment because I have a few on there that need to be removed. Because for whatever reason, Royal Mail is like being really slow right now with the situation. So I'm getting quite a lot of dings on my account for that. But eBay seemed to be removing them. Like they actually removed 2 negative feedbacks and a neutral feedback I got this week, and I didn't even rig them up.
Wow.
Like people were just left feedback for whatever reason. I was going to ring them, but I didn't want to like burden them with a feedback call, you know?
Right. Actually, I had an issue with feedback, and I'll show you in here in a minute.
I can turn this off now.
Chris Lynn on daily, and I need to call them once. Oh, there's FedEx. Is it for me? Probably. Let's see.
You get some dude running your garage again for parcel, shove it in your face.
Right. Guess I'm gonna wait to see before I show.
Well, yeah, I don't make the like riches that some people do on eBay right now. But
thank you.
You know, I've done pretty well, seeing as I've gone from being pretty much homeless.
No, those are good numbers, man. Very consistent. All right, so let me show you.
Once I get my car, I'll be able to do better.
Let me show you this feedback, which is totally. I think it's bogus, and I'll show you why. Let's see. It's,
oh, the negative.
Yeah, right here. They bought a puzzle, rock wall puzzle. Boy Scouts of America. It was brand new, like it was vintage. And let's see. I'll show you the actual listing, but it says very misleading. I was searching for wooden pieces puzzle, and this is not it. So
well, that's not your fault.
Well, exactly. So where in here does it say it's a wooden? Norman Rockwell, Boy Scouts of America, friend in need. There's a number. Where does it say wooden? Oh, maybe I put it down here, right? Oh, no, it doesn't say wooden. And so that's very unfair. And I emailed them, but they just kind of gave me the runaround. So I figured I'm just going to wait until I can actually call a person. Because that's bogus. Nowhere does it say wooden. I want to say, I'm sorry you don't know how to read, but don't blame me for very misleading. Wooden.
Well, that's eBay's fault, right? Like, but then it's not even eBay's fault because it's picked up the word puzzle, not the word wooden.
Yeah. So it's Chris. Chris told me just wait till I can talk to him in person. He said if you do it by email, they're probably not going to remove it.
So did they do like a return or a refund on that, or they just sent negative feedback?
Yeah, just doing negative feedback. And this is the thing. After they sent it, I still try to be professional because you don't want to get into a pissing match. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, or just the puzzle. It didn't say it was wooden in the listing, but how can we make this better? And no response. Like I was even willing to.
You'll probably find that they thought it said wooden and they remember it saying wooden. They've checked it and now they realize they're wrong. So now they feel stupid.
Right.
You can send a correction form. If you go to feedback, find negative feedback, and then there's like it says forum or something. If you go there, it will let you send them a correction form, which you can write a response in. You can be like, I'm sorry you found blah, 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 but it didn't say wooden. If you had happily changed your feedback, that would help me out or something.
Oh, well, that's in the that's not going to work. All right, let's do this.
Because I had to go through this. Like someone left there's like a way you can leave a feedback to where they'll just never remove it for you, even if you're in the right. Like if they write something that you can't prove, then they'll just never remove your feedback. So they tell you to do this corrections form thing. And it actually worked for me. They actually like removed their feedback, but
is this it right here? You left.
No, you have to go to your. You know it. Where is it? Account settings.
Oh, here it is. How?
That's it. Revise the feedback. Yeah, so you might find that they have realized their mistake, and if you ask them to change it, they may do it for you if they're not.
All right, let's. Are you a bar? Read.
Okay, I know how to get to it if you want to follow the instructions. If you go to in the top left to your account settings.
Okay.
And then there's a thing that says feedback and the personal information. Yep. And then there'll be a button that says go to feedback forum right underneath account. Leave feedback, go to feedback forum. See where it says, no, you see the bars at the top that says applications? It's just underneath that.
Oh, okay.
Go to feedback forum. And then on the right, it says request feedback revision in the middle box. There you go. And then you should be able to say it again.
Cool. Choose. I resolved a problem the bar had with this transaction. The bar confirmed that she had this other because they won't. All right.
So, now this is where your business writing skills has to come out. You have to be nice.
Yes. Okay.
This is directly to them, by the way. So you want to talk to the customer.
This goes to the customer?
Yep. This is
okay.
This is your plea with the customer to correct the feedback.
Let's see.
I think I said something like my feedback is really important for my small business to being a success. I work hard on blah 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 blah. Take pride in my feedback score, whatever. You're running out of words.
I'm almost done. All right. So I'm asking them nicely, and I'm even open the door to message me. Hey.
Oh, fingers crossed they'll do that.
All right. So if they don't respond, so I'll give them time. Thank you for that. That was very helpful. See if they respond. Hopefully that'll take care of it.
You've now got some ammunition as well when you're on the phone with eBay to say you've reached out to them via the correction thing as well, and they've not responded. Blah blah blah. Because they can't throw that in your face now. They can't say, "Well, you have to go and do this, blah blah blah, before we'll do anything." You'll be like, "Well, I've already done that." So,
that's good. All right, All right, I'm still trying to find this freaking radio. Like, I don't know why it's not showing me the souls. I can find the ones listed, and all it should take is click on sold. It should update. All right, let me try my phone. I don't know if it's the desktop version.
Flipping goodies is at work. Still working? Wow.
What you working on, Mike? What's going on?
Oh, is he the one that was doing the shopping thing, picking up people's groceries?
No, that's eBay. Mike is a state sale buyout storage unit.
Oh,
Kind of like the model that I'm trying to do. I think he's just doing it better.
okay.
So let me look this up on my phone, maybe.
Yeah, we don't have estate sales, so it's very, very rare.
Man, y'all would have amazing ones if you did, I'm sure.
Because estate sales are normally when someone dies, right? And then the company comes in and sorts everything out for them.
Right.
In the UK, like the tradition is just you get someone called a house remover or whatever, and they come in and do it for like a couple £100. They remove everything.
Right.
And really, it's just a reseller going in and getting everything for getting paid to remove everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just sell off what they want and get rid of the rest on the tip.
So here's an example, guys, of radios. Like there's of these available. And I don't know why it wasn't working on the desktop. But, I'm sorry, there's 5 sold, 7 available. So let's see what I can list this for. Not a ton of money. Sold for 50.
That's not bad though. It's small.
Yeah, another one sold for $54.99, $44.99, $42.99, and the lowest price one was $31.
Man, $50. I can't wait until my average items were £50. I think right now my average sale price is like 10-15. So I have to sell a lot of items. Like I have to.
You can find that in your eBay. You can find that somewhere on your eBay page, right? Your
I think
ASP.
so. I think so. Yeah.
Here, let me see. I want to see what mine is. So let's do this. I know Bonafide Hustler. Let me see how to your ASP. Here's what mine is. Well, all right. Maybe it's in the reports. Not research. Maybe under performance. So there's 90 days. My traffic is down for the month though.
Do you do promotions or just sales?
No, I don't do any promotions.
Yeah. See, when I wasn't able to do promotions before because I had the defect situation where I wasn't like high level or whatever, above average. As soon as I went above average, I stuck everything on a 5% and just kept it on that.
Yeah.
And my sales went up like so much. It's ridiculous. Like I just hard baked in 5% and then put the 5% promotion on top, and it really helped.
Yeah, I do week sales, but I don't do the promote. And this past week, none of these have been promoted, and my sales are way up. So
yeah. So you do like a 10% sale, or how much do you do?
This is what I'm doing, and I've tried different things. All right, I'll figure this out later. So I kind of tier it up. Like the first week of the month, I do 10% off everything. And then the second month, the second week I do 20%. The third week 30%, and the last week of the month is let's move some inventory, 40%. But like I said earlier, I do price my items at the very top. Sometimes, actually, usually above even the highest item that will sell. So I'm kind of, and because I think those sells, it's going to benefit you. That the algorithm is going to like the fact that your items are on sale. It's like a psychological ploy with the customer too. Oh, this is 40% off. Let me get it now. And it's so.
Yeah. I've never run any sales through eBay. I don't even know how to do it.
It's here. Let me show you. It's pretty.
I've just always hard baked my discounts in and just left them there. Like I've gone through and like dropped everything 5% before.
Right.
Like through the option that you can do that, but I've not actually ran an actual sale.
So up here under marketing,
I think you have to be a business to do this sale, though. I think that's
why you have to have a store. I think that's the only thing you get. You have to have a store, and so you can see like this week with all these promotions, these sales are coming in. Like right now, I have save up to 30%.
See, I can show you my promo page. That will show you like the sales that have come in through the promoted. Hang on. This might actually convince you to do promotions, by the way.
No, I've done them before. I actually did them before. But here's the thing, like, how can you tell? And there's no answer for this. There's no way of knowing whether your item that sold with a promotion would have sold without the promotion. So kind of think about it.
That is true, but one thing I will say is my sales did go through the roof when I first turned it on. So, right, let me share the screen.
I should probably take this off before I take the photograph, right?
Yeah.
The $99 sticker. Here. I was about to take that picture.
So I don't know how well you can see this, but I have one campaign, and it's got all my listings in, and they're all set to 5%. And through this campaign in the last, 30 days, I've done nearly 750s in sales, and I've only paid £37 to do that. and people have seen my listings 2.4 million times, but then only 4,000 have clicked on the set on the.
Right, so it's showing up a lot.
So 2.3 million times someone scrolled past, 4,000 times someone's clicked it. But with only 4,000 clicks, I've sold nearly 100 things for nearly £800. So
I'm just curious how many of those would have sold anyway.
This is only like half my sales as well. So my sales this month was what, 18, nearly 1,900. So I've got.
Can you go to your seller metrics where it shows your? So I would be curious. What is the sell-through rate before and after running those promotions?
I'm not sure how far. See, this doesn't go back further than 30 days, but I've had this. Oh, hang on, wait. I've had this one running for longer than 30 days. So, what is it now? April. So if we go back to, I don't think I had it going, and let's do 1st of March. Okay, so I was doing 2% before. This was 2%, and I switched it to 5%, and then this was the lockdown. You can see like this was 2%, this was 5%, and then the lockdown came around here.
Right.
And then everyone got their money in, obviously, around this time. So it doesn't say, like, I wish there, like you said, I wish there was another graph above that showed natural sales.
Right. And they don't want to show that, is where my skepticism will come in.
Everything else has come from a normal sell. I know what you're saying, though. Like, are they just fabricating and taking like 5% extra? I mean, the only way to work that out would be for me to like disable all my sales and see if my sales stop.
Right.
Because that's a third of my sales at this point. Like, if I suddenly,
you could also look at your sell-through rate. You'd have to look at that for an extended period of time. Let me see what mine is. I mean, you can go ahead and keep looking. I'm just going to see what mine.
See, I can go back like further than. Can I go back further than 90 days on my actual thing? You'll see how bad my sales were like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, they don't look that bad on that graph, but
yeah, like my click rate is 0.5%, and my sales rate is 0.9%.
What's that on? Sorry.
Like here, let me show you.
Let me turn mine off.
So, just trying to look at the data. So when you go to performance summary, like over here, your click-through rate, like the number of times they actually click on your item is 2.5, and the sales conversion rate, meaning the number of times they click on and they buy, right under 1.
Let me check mine.
So I'm curious what yours are using the promotions. I mean, there's many variables, of course, but that's one of them.
That was on that sales page, yeah?
Yeah, the performance tab.
Okay, you have a better click-through rate than me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Aha, this might convince you. Hang on. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Click-through rate lower than you. Sales 2%. What was yours? Sales
0.9.
So mine's double. With a
what
lower
are you?
click-through.
Here's the other question, of course. Like what are you selling?
What am I? What? Sorry.
Like, what's your inventory consist of mostly? Is it like video games and hard goods?
Board games, video games, console, DVDs, books. Yeah, entertainment, basically.
So I think the other factor is.
But the funny thing is, that's down. How is this down when everything's up? This doesn't make sense. My impressions are down. My click-throughs down. My listing page views are down.
Well, I think so. When you list regularly, they kind of boost you up in the search results. So maybe because you're not.
You get fabricated click-throughs.
like you're still selling, but for those items, but
if I'm not listing and I'm getting a lower click through, how am I still getting 2% sales? Is it just because my stuff's selling higher right now because of the lockdown?
Well, it seems like it's more solid.
This is only up 0.2%, so it's not that much different.
Yeah,
like my conversion rate stayed pretty much the same per click.
Hey Matt, feel free if you want to join us on our conversation, Matt. Send you the link.
This can't be right. This doesn't make sense, because if my sell conversion rate is only up to 0.2% per click through and my clicks are down, how have I sold 50% more?
So there are fewer people clicking on your item percentage wise, but the ones who are of those people are buying. So I guess the only way to know that, what was your sales conversion rate like 30 days ago? I bet it was a lot lower.
But it's only up 0.2% in the last month.
Yeah, but I think that might be a pretty high sales conversion rate, because I think it depends on the category, but around 1% is kind of average.
No, but this is 0.2%.
2.0, right? Oh, point.
That's what it's gone up. That's what I'm saying. It's only gone up 0.2.
But it's at 2%.
Yeah.
Whereas mine,
if I click that, does it show me like?
Mine is down 0.1% and is at 0.9. And I think my problem, and I'm changing my model, is I was selling too many clothing items and shoes. Like over the past couple months, that's what I've primarily been listing. And it's pretty common knowledge that clothing sales are way down. So that probably has a bigger impact on my store than if I had just hard goods, which is why now I'm switching my models. I'm getting into more hard goods right now. In fact, let me list.
Is a 2% sale conversion a good number in like retail? I feel like of 100 people to only get 2 sales, that's pretty bad, right?
Well, I know in general the number is really low. I think for like 1%, I could be wrong. Maybe someone out there knows what's
because usually if I click on something, like I would say I'm probably likely to buy it. Like I can scroll through eBay for days, but as soon as I click on something, like I pretty much know that I want it.
But I don't think we're the normal buyer either, though. Like we know stuff, so when we see it, we know. Whereas the average person is probably just scrolling and looking, and, you know. And it may be another factor. May be that I wasn't running, because I wasn't running sales. I only started my sales like about a week ago. So it could be my low conversion rate was because I was pricing my items high and not running any sales, not running any promotions. So people were clicking on it. Maybe they liked the item, but they didn't like the price. And now that I'm running a 30% off sale this week, my numbers are skyrocketing.
Also, this number down here is like way wrong. It says in the last year, I've sold 6.6 grand.
Yeah.
I've done 4.5 in the last 3 months. How does that work?
That's interesting.
That's not right. I know my numbers have gone up, but I wasn't earning like 100 a month for the last like 8 months. So that number's definitely wrong. I don't know where they're getting that from, unless that's like, well, even without like fees and stuff, that's still not right. I don't know.
I think the one thing I learned from this session is keep running my sales for sure.
Yep.
I guess it's better to make a decent profit to a good profit and sell more volume than to have low volume and great profit.
Do you ever go through your feedback and read them?
Yeah, I look at them each day.
I like to see the genuine ones, not just the copy and paste ones.
Right.
Like this one here, this is a copy and paste, right? They send that to everyone. And then you get the foreign ones, which I like to translate. Like that's in French, so that probably says like top super seller, blah, blah, blah.
Number one customer. Let's see. Good condition.
Like
so on my rig,
I had a neutral feedback the other day. It got removed, but it was something like the feedback they left was very late delivery, even though I know it wasn't the seller's fault.
That's not cool.
I know.
Keep up with a local service.
And the funny thing is, like, I'd been in conversations with this guy for like 3 days discussing where his parcel was. Like, telling him that there is a thing called pandemic going on, like everything's delayed. And it was like an international parcel, like it was going to like Italy as well. So it's like, I don't know like exactly how your country is dealing with like parcels right now. So if you could just like be patient, it will arrive.
Right.
And he was one of those people that didn't ask me first. He just opened a claim straight away. Like he opened the claim for like a non-delivered parcel. But in the claim, he was like, it's not arrived. Can you tell me when it's going to arrive? Which I was like, oh, that's really annoying because PayPal like locks your money away when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't have a tracking number, like it would have taken so long to get that unlocked as well. Luckily, there was a tracking number, so it just auto sorted the situation. But
so I'm doing sell similar on this radio, and the one that's the most fun. And I think I see why, because looking at his description, he's got all the vehicles it works with.
That's helpful.
Yeah, and I'm going to take this out.
They're also like tags, right? So like if you type in like Crown Victoria, whatever, it'll come up.
Yeah.
Like if you search the car name, it'll come up.
So I'm going to...
Let's hope no one's looking for a wooden radio.
I'm just going to go to the used condition because I haven't tested it. 30-day return.
You know one of those cars it's not going to work in, and that'll be the one that buys it.
Oh, it's just my luck. And I'll get a negative feedback.
Excuse me, you said it fits in the 2003 Crown Victoria. However, it's 1 millimeter too big. Refund.
I said it should. It should.
Put a little asterisk. Terms and conditions apply.
Right. It's one of those. I'll take my chances with
it. Yeah. According to Google.
According to others, so. Like this guy, so he probably just focuses on car radios.
Yep. I feel like people that don't sell a lot on eBay like fill more information in their description. So,
yeah, like that's so much.
Like if I was selling these like all the time, I would not be writing like 10 paragraphs. Or
maybe they have a template, maybe.
Yeah. See, I find eBay templates really obnoxious. Like if I click on someone's listing, they have one of those like blue like backgrounds, and there's like an advert on the side with like 10 other links to other stuff they're selling. Like, do you ever see them ones? I hate them.
Yeah, they don't look professional at all.
They make it so hard to read the actual information as well, because it's in like some little stuffy paragraph in the middle. 1.7%. That's like in the middle of both of us. I was at 2%, and what was you at? Like 1% or something?
Yeah, 0.9, right below 1.
But the difference is your stuff's worth like 10 times more than mine. So like, whereas mine's high, I have a high throughput, I think, but like my stuff's worth a lot less. So that might be why. Like my stuff, like I said, average 10, 15, whereas yours is probably like 40, right?
Yeah, probably so. And I think not running sales until recently and pricing high is really a big factor. So I'll be curious in like a month what the change has been. I bet it goes up now that I'm implementing weekly sales.
Yeah. I also find that no one ever buys through global shipping program.
I haven't had any, but I hear people now they have purchased several items through the international standard delivery. I've had that happen many times.
I sold like 3 things through global shipping. It's just cheaper to send it myself. Like,
right.
The only time like global shipping would be worthwhile for me is if it's going to like America.
I do like the background remover. That looks nice.
Was that eBay's one?
Yeah.
That's not even an option on mine yet. Like, it doesn't even come up.
All right, let's see. Matt's been talking. I would, but I got to go run in a bit. Sales conversion 1.7. Oh, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Almost. It's better than mine, and not quite as good as Jay's.
No, my click-through rate was 1.9 with a 2% sale.
Yeah, well, he said his sales conversion 1.7, and then his click-through rate is down.
Impression is when someone sees your listing but doesn't click it. Like if you scroll past it, that's an impression. So that number will always be like really high.
Exactly. All right, what else to list?
I only know this because this is the same like metrics they use for adverts on YouTube and that.
For your living perusal.
Well, that's ugly.
You're not going to buy this, Jay?
What's that, pewter or something?
Silver plated. Let me look. Based on the weight, I'm sure it's silver plated. Yeah, it looks a silver plated angel candle holder.
Looks like someone ran her over in a truck. She's so thin.
She's been on a diet. All right, come on, guys. Let's research. Let's see what we can find here. Start with eBay. Silver angel candle holder. Fuller.
Oh, you got her straight away. She's right there.
There she is.
Second one.
International Silver Company. So that's what's listed. So let me add that.
That's the exact one, isn't it? Unless, well.
Yeah, it is. It looks like it. What are the odds of that? All right. So, but we want to see used ones, and we want to see what's sold. Wow. That's a terrible sell-through rate. 2 out of like 80.
And they're not even the same ones.
No. So now we're going to let's do this.
This is when they're like somehow worth like $300 on.
That's what I hope. Yeah. Let's look back. All right. There she is.
24. Yeah. There's another one underneath as well.
20. Yeah, so that's probably where I'm going to go. That's a set of 2. But let's look at the one that went. Yep, that's it. So that will be the one.
Does yours have the felt on the base? I like the blue felt on the bottom.
No, well, it's got. You can see her foot. Let me look at that one.
The other one had like a proper base on it with felt or not.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you're saying. No, this one is actually not exactly the same. It's similar. So that's not exactly the same. Because mine is, she's raising her hands above.
You got the rare one that no one's got.
Or the crappy one that no one wants. Well, I'm going to use that anyway. I'm going to go like $24.99. I don't think it's worth spending hours to research when you kind of get a feel for the market. And it'll probably take forever to sell.
Do you find belt buckles? He says. I I don't know about you, but we don't really do belt buckles in the UK, so that's an American thing.
Yeah, here in Texas, belt buckles are big. Literally, it's a big thing, and they're big belt buckles. I've come across a couple, Matt. Not recently, but that is something I look for.
Keeping it 90. I heard that was a Texas saying. Keeping it 90.
Almost 100. Well, I don't know. I hear keeping it 100. I haven't heard anyone say that, but you know.
Apparently, is a saying from someone that did like, was it rodeo when you like ride on the back of a bull or something? I don't know.
Okay. The mark. It does have a little mark.
What time is it where you are? Like 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Do you have a bird, by the way? I keep hearing like a parrot.
Yeah, there are birds all around us. What's up, Mom?
I made something earlier. Or no, I made something really good. And now I'm full. And it's not as good anymore because it's kind of sick.
Is this like dinner or?
No, I was just, because I have class from 1 to 3, and so I didn't eat lunch.
Oh, what's that?
What do you call this, Wrangler?
Kind of like a sushi bowl almost. Like I fried up some tofu. It's tofu.
Tip some to me.
There's lettuce, seaweed.
There you go.
Avocado.
I don't want to spoil my.
You don't want it? I don't know what to do with it.
If somebody else wants it.
They all ate.
What they ate?
Everybody actually kind of had a big lunch. Justin and Emma had some sort of like chicken salad thing, and then Mom made noodles, which she said wasn't good.
So what I'm hearing is nobody's going to want to make dinner. I'm going to be left out in the cold.
Yeah, probably.
Not cool. Oh, it's good. I don't know. Tofu's not my favorite.
Not my favorite either. It's okay.
Yeah, not bad. Good job. Let's see. So let's list that.
Sounds like you got a busy house.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got.
Brian.
He's home from college, and Justin, my son, just graduated from college. My other daughter, Emma, she's in 8th grade, so we have to keep after her to do her online studies. And our 4th kid, Austin, our oldest, he's graduating this May, and he's still in, I guess, on campus offsite.
Okay. So apparently there was they did some antibody tests in New York or something, and they found out that like 50 times the amount of people have actually had it.
Well,
good news, I suppose.
Okay, that would probably be good. Not as lethal, because that would really drop.
Yeah.
And then what about antibodies and resistance to it in the future? Jay says, not Jay. Matt asked Jay, how long have you been reselling, Jay?
Consistently on eBay as like what I would class as full time, because before that I was basically going homeless. When did I start? Like June last year, so coming up on a year. Not quite.
Wow.
But I was telling Clay the other day, it wasn't like I started with $1,000 in the bank. Like I literally had £5. So it was like a slow start. Like I invested the 5, sold the 5's worth, reinvested.
Oh.
Yeah, so I wish I was doing YouTube back then. I just didn't have the money for the equipment. That would have been an interesting start, to go from nothing.
That's impressive, man.
Probably wouldn't have been wise to spend all my capital on the camera though. So
No, probably
I
not.
waited until I was just able to afford it, and then I started doing that. But yeah, before that, I was just like working the odd job here and there. But I always had an issue with working for people. I could never. I would either leave or get fired, and I just never liked it. So
Working for yourself is way better.
yep. And I feel like once you get the taste for the money as well, like it's worth it. Like I had a friend that's always had problems in his life. He was a year younger than me, and he kind of has got his stuff together quite recently. Like he had drug problems and he was homeless for a while. He's got his stuff together, and like he moved away to Australia to like do a work to live kind of scheme out there and like study at the same time. And he came back just around the time that I was like 3 months in, I would say probably like October or something. He came and we went out, and he was asking me, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I like explained it to him, and he was like, "Oh, you can't be doing that, man. Like that's no good. Like you have to get a proper job." And I was just like, "No, like I've tried that. Trust me. Like I can't. Like when you work a real job, you work 2 years to get like $1 raise. Like all I have to do is work a bit harder, and I get my own raise. Yeah,
or a little better.
Go out for a few more hours. Like the raises I get are up to me. I can like not do anything for 2 months, and I get like a wage cut. Like it's up to me. Like if I want to be lazy and like not pay rent, then that's up to me. But if I want to raise, I can do that. Like if I work a job, I can't do that. And he just didn't understand it. Like he didn't understand. And I was like,
I think too many people are conditioned that's if you're not doing it the traditional way, then you're not doing it the right way.
The same mentality is in the streaming and gaming industry right now as well, where people will come in and they'll say, "Why don't you just get a real job?" And it's like, well, if I got a real job, like I'd be getting paid way less. Like it's like I'm getting paid, so it's a job. Like if I'm earning money, it's a job. It doesn't matter how I'm doing it. Like I could be out there murdering someone and getting paid for it. Technically, that's a job. Like it's an illegal job, but it's a job. Like if I'm getting paid, it's a job.
That's true.
People just don't understand sometimes, or they don't like.
They can't think outside of the box a little bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish I would have. Like I love this. I wish I would have thought outside of the box when I was younger and started doing this versus later in life. Like right now, like I'm so. I was talking to Clay about like why I push him. I'm like, man, this Clay, he's really ready to not teach anymore. Yep. I'm more okay teaching, but I love this more. But I have to hit certain things, pay off certain debts, save up certain X amount of money before I can do it full time with a family. But I love this, and I love just finding these items that are worth big money. It's fun.
The difference is with me is I had no choice. I had to go full time or I had to find a job, and I couldn't find a job. Like I was applying for jobs that I didn't want, but I still wasn't even getting them. So it was like I either do this now or I just like end up on the streets, and that wasn't going to happen. So
no,
I can tell you this. I can tell you the story of my first ever flip if you want. First ever item.
Yeah, let's hear that. Let's hear it.
It was way back in, what was it, 2005? I was like 12 years old. There was this console that had just come out called the PlayStation 3. Was it the 3? Right. Yeah, it was the 3. And the original PlayStation 3 that came out had a certain size hard drive in it. I think it was like a 20 gigabyte hard drive. Like it was a low-end hard drive. It wasn't anything special. However, the console itself was backwards compatible between the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 1. Now, I was always an Xbox player, so I never wanted the PlayStation. But then they decided, for whatever reason, in the UK, that they were going to discontinue this version and just bring out a newer version that had a way bigger hard drive, but it wasn't backwards compatible. So all of a sudden, there was this mad, like, panic. and this was just before Christmas, by the way. There was just like mad panic for people trying to buy like the old PlayStation because they wanted to be able to play their old system games on it, which they weren't going to be able to do on this new version that they were swapping to. So I like begged my parents for like 3 months, like for Christmas, can I have this PlayStation? They're like, no, you're not having it. You're not having it. Why do you want this PlayStation so badly? You got an Xbox. I so wanted to tell them that I wanted to resell it like a day after they give it to me, but I didn't want to do that because they just would have gone crazy. So I just begged them so much for it, and then Christmas.
Hold on just 1 second, Jay. Yeah.
That's okay.
If you need anything while I'm gone, text me.
Yeah, just look on the whiteboard. I don't. Did y'all just like eat?
Yeah, we just wrapped. Yeah, I'll do that. Emma still needs to be working. She has my computer, so she's coming at her with you.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, you can go ahead, Jake. Continue your story. Sorry about that.
So anyway, I was begging for this PlayStation, knowing that I wanted to resell this thing because I knew that it was going to go up in price. So they kept saying, "Oh, you're not having this PlayStation. You're not having this PlayStation." So they ended up getting this deal. They went to a Sony warehouse or shop or whatever, and they got the PlayStation. They got for free when they bought a TV. Like they were upgrading their TV anyway. So me begging them to get this PlayStation made them go into the Sony store instead to get a PlayStation, and they found the TV that they actually wanted to get, and they got the PlayStation. Like they used to do this thing in the UK where they would like give you stuff for free if you bought something else.
Right.
So they ended up getting this PlayStation for free, so they didn't even pay for it. Well, wow. I guess they did because it was probably baked into the price of the TV. But anyway, so I ended up getting this PlayStation for Christmas, and like they would never spend that much money normally, but they just like they saved money on my present technically. So then my brother and sister got more anyway. So it worked out really well for everyone. Right. And then of course I unwrapped it, and then they were like, "Well, are you going to play it then?" And I was like, I guess. So I had to like open this console knowing that I was like damaging my sale price. I was like, no. So I ended up having to play it for like a few days, and then I was like, can I sell this console? And my mom was like, what? She went so mad. And I showed her. So we come to this deal after like 3 hours of arguing. We come to the deal that whatever I got for the console, they would take back the price of what the console was worth originally.
Right.
Like £250 it would have cost them if they bought the console. And then anything after that, after fees, that I got to keep. The console itself ended up selling for like £850.
Holy.
Yeah, so as a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I ended up having like 500 and something pounds after fees, which I ended up buying Xbox games with. So I wasted all the money.
Right.
I wasted all the money. But
your first flip was a spectacular one.
And the funny thing is, like, this was back in like 2006. Like the majority of stuff sold on eBay, I'm pretty sure, was auction. So we did a 99p auction, and my mum was going insane. Like this was like a 7-day auction. So for like 6 days, she was like, "It's still at 99p. It's still at 99p. You're gonna lose this PlayStation. You're in big trouble." And I'm there like, "Oh my god, no! Like this PlayStation gonna sell for 99p." And then in like the last like 10 minutes,
nervous one.
Oh yeah, because we still had dial-up internet, so we were on dial-up internet, standing around this really bad laptop, like refreshing eBay for like the last 10 minutes. And I think like in the last like minute, it was still under £200. Like it was still under, like we were preparing to lose. And then obviously, I don't know what happened. Like loads of people had like bots or something. And it's like the last refresh, it was like £800 or something. I was like, oh.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah. So what made you, so you had that mindset? Oh,
what was that beeping?
Just the alarm, the home sensor.
Okay. What did you say? Sorry, you had the what?
So where do you think you got that mindset from at 12 to flip? Were
From
other people
working.
doing that, or where did?
No, from working. It's another weird story. Is I wanted the Xbox before the PlayStation, but my parents wouldn't buy it for me because they didn't have the money for it. So I had to go out and get a job. I would walk 2 miles every Sunday through the woods in the pitch black at like 4 a.m. to go to the Sunday market. And it was like the biggest market in the whole of the UK, I think they used to advertise as. It was Blackbush, it was called. But I would do that every single weekend on my own, walk 2 miles through the pitch black woods. And they were just like set market sales, and like I didn't have a job there. I just every week I would walk around and I would ask every stall, "Hey, do you need someone today to help set up or whatever?" And every week, like I would get lucky, and there'd be some guy there on his own, and he'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give you like 40 quid for the day, help me set up." So I'd set up the stall, and then some of them would be like, "I only need you to set up and dismantle." So I'd go there, set up, go home, sleep, come back, dismantle. But the ones that I enjoyed the most were actually when I would stay the whole day and I would be that person on the stall that was selling. So I would have set up their stall for them, and then I'd be like coming up with, like, they would make you come up with like shouts. So like you would shout stuff while people walk past. Like a lot of it was clothing, like fake Nike and stuff. Like it was obviously illegal. Trading standards would come down like and shut stuff down. It was really funny, but they'd make you come up with like different shouts. So you'd be there like I was 12 years old, like shouting this stuff at people like £20 a t-shirt, free for 50, come get your like, you know, like
yeah.
So like I got the sales mentality from that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would play a lot of video games that had like economies in them as well. So I was addicted to this MMO called RuneScape, and like there's thousands of different items in that game, and you could freely trade them with other players online. So there was an economy behind that. So I would have to learn prices, what I could buy, what I could sell for. So like I would basically have what I have in my head now, like items and prices and what sells and what doesn't, but for a video game. Like, so.
Right. So it's practice.
I've basically been training myself for years.
Been training your whole life for this.
Yeah, pretty much. And the funny thing is, like, a lot of the friends I made when I used to stream that game, like a few years back, have said to me, like, it's like the perfect job for you. Like, you were so good at it on stream. Like, people would come to my stream to watch me, like, invest my in-game cash. And, they would follow me along, like, in these, what we would call merches. So, I would buy, like, so much of an item, and I would sit on it for like a month because I would know that something was going to happen in the game where the price would go up, like an event was going to happen. So like they would all come and watch me like buy all this stuff, and then they would follow along with me, which would help like the market change as well. So like I'd make millions of in-game like gold on that game, and they would like come along and copy. So I've just kind of like moved that into like the real world.
Right.
Some of them watch my videos and they're like, "Man, like I've never seen you so happy, like doing this, like in videos. You sound so happy, like compared to when you used to do it on the game." And I was like, "Yeah."
So you're more happy now reselling when you were.
Yeah, because I think a lot of my my streaming was like, I don't know, I was trying so hard not to have to do a real job that I replaced working with like doing this streaming thing.
Right.
And it was just like when you play one video game for 4 years every single day for 8 hours, like kind of messes with your head after a few years.
Yeah.
And then you're just keeping up appearances, which hurts even more.
Yeah, like to me, like I've been working all day, and it doesn't feel like working. To me, reselling, it just doesn't feel like work. It's weird.
So, I remember like gathering stuff from around my house and like begging my mum to take me down the car boot sales to sell it. Like when I was a kid as well, she used to go mad at me. Ah, you can't be selling all your stuff all the time. Like it's the winter, there's not even any car boots on, and I'd be there like trying to get her to take me down because I just loved like car boot sales.
Yeah. Check this out. So I just found this hat. This hat was in a storage unit. It's just a Toronto Blue Jays New Era.
Yep.
5950 hat. And 3 are available. 6 have sold. So the sell-through rate's amazing. And that one sold for $25. Free shipping. Of course, this is light, so it'll ship first class. So not bad. Not bad for probably 50.
How do you ship caps? You ship them in a box?
All right. So what I do to keep the weight down, like I will put this in a large plastic baggie, and like a balloon, just blow it up so the air will protect it. Then you seal it, put it in a poly bag, so the air will cushion the cap.
Mm-hmm.
The air is very cheap, and the very light, so it'll ship out first class, and it'll protect the hat.
Let's hope you don't have corona when they open that bag up.
Yes.
See, I just stuff the back with like a tissue bag or something, and then put it in a poly mailer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like if someone's buying a cap from me, like do they want like if that bit like gets bent, like obviously not the cap. Do you want to protect the actual flat cap bit?
Right.
But like the actual like material bit, like that's connected to that, if that gets creased, is that like a bad thing? Because obviously we don't wear many caps in the UK, so it's not like a massive trend here.
I don't know, to be honest.
Like if that white bit like gets like folded or something, are they going to message me like, "Oh my god, there's a massive crease in it"?
Well,
I think
the picture is exactly as it is, so that's what they did. I have some caps, but I'm not like a big collector or anything, so I don't really know, to be honest.
Because whenever I see someone ship on YouTube, they always put it in like a box, and I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to do that. But I sold one yesterday, and I just shipped out in a poly mailer. Like I've never had a complaint. So
yeah, and I've done several like that in the poly bag with the air in them. Never had any complaints.
See, I don't know if it's the right way to approach eBay, but I kind of go with a trial and error thing. Like, whereas I'll pack it one way until I get a complaint.
No, yeah,
and then if the complaint is valid, I'll adjust the way I do it, and I'll do it that way until I get another complaint. And then if that's a valid complaint again, then I'll adjust it again. Like you see some people that like, they're packing something away for it to never be seen again. Like, and they've never had like they'll get a board game and they'll bubble wrap it and then they'll put paper around it and then they'll put it in another box. And I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
why are you doing that? Like, I've sold hundreds of board games and I've never had one person say it's been destroyed. And I literally just put it in a poly mailer. So for that one that gets destroyed, like, is it worth sending 100 like fortified like to the max? Like, I don't.
Well, it depends on the size of the game. But like several puzzles, like I shipped out one today. If I have a box it will fit in, I will put it in a box, and if the box is small enough to go in a 12 by 15 poly bag, I'll then put the poly bag. Because through Pirate Ship, they just do cubic shipping based on the length and the width. Yeah. So it's cheaper to ship in a poly bag than a box. So it still protects it, but typically gets the cheaper shipping.
Yeah. See, sometimes if it's like a brand new, like Monopoly, and it's worth like 40 quid or something, then I'll obviously protect it more. But most of my stuff's secondhand anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many it just depends. But like you saw that lady with the puzzle, she lost her mind over something that
she did pay 60 quid. $60.
But I mean, that was based on comps, and I had that listed for a few months. I didn't raise the price. because of what's going on. It was just, it's a very rare puzzle, and it was brand new and sealed.
I sold a MC Escher puzzle the other day. I picked up for £1. I think it sold for like 70 quid. That wasn't even new either. I think it was secondhand.
That is nice.
I like MC Escher though.
Yeah, I bought my wife. My wife loves puzzles. She just did a 1,000-piece puzzle yesterday, and she teaches Spanish. She's actually from Mexico, so she teaches Spanish, and she wanted a Frida Kahlo puzzle onto eBay and Amazon and a couple of sites. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like $50 and up for these puzzles. I was able to find one that was bucks, but it was one of those delivery, could take 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm like, all right, it'll come. But for me, I probably bought it.
What's that mean? The Frida Kahlo thing? What's that?
Okay, let me show you. It's
I don't know any Spanish.
Yeah, let's see. Well, here's the hat I'm working on. She was gosh, and don't get me to lie. She's like a historical person in, I don't know if it was Brazil or Mexico. She had the big unibrow.
Wow.
I don't know, my wife could tell you, but I just know that for some reason she wanted these. But look at these prices: 74, 34, 35.
Crazy.
And then when you look at the solds, man, well, that one went cheap. Yeah, they're not as, I don't know. There's just not a lot of them. But like, it goes back to that question you asked earlier. Like, what is the what's the market going to be like after we're out of social distancing and not quarantine?
And then are people still going to be listing with the prices from this month? Because they're going to be looking at the sold prices from a month ago, like even after.
That's a good question. I think they'll come back to what they were pre to a degree. Walking Pleb says, I do hats in an 8x6x4 box, ships for around $4. Yeah, and that's fine. And that's good. It gives a little more protection. But I'll tell you what, I've had no complaints the way I do it with a hat and the poly bag with the air protecting it. And it probably saves $1 from that for it. Mine will probably ship for $2.80 to $3 because it's lighter. And kind of like you, Jay, like if I get one that's like, what are you doing? Or the hat was destroyed, then I'll probably switch. But when you do volume, like every $1 that I can save on shipping, when you do several thousand orders a year, I mean, that's several $1,000s.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's my argument. Is like if I'm gonna save like 50 pence every time I ship this board game out in a poly mailer rather than a bag, if I successfully sell 100 before one gets damaged, I've way covered the cost for the refund. Like, obviously, if 4 people in a row all message me, my board game's been destroyed, then obviously I know that the deliveries are not being as nice to my parcels anymore, so I have to then start.
When you think about the cost analysis that we're doing, like, is the extra money I'm making on it, is it worth the chance of a negative feedback or complaints? Do you have evidence to kind of say that, to support that it's a problem? Keep doing it.
I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to leave a negative feedback if you refund them, though.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I'll just take care of my customer.
Yeah, if they ask for a refund and you do it, they're not allowed to. It like waives their rights to giving me negative feedback. So,
I guess the other factor is like if you just feel more comfortable doing it the other way, I mean, you got to do what works. Clay does his stuff weirdly, but that works for him.
We also don't get free boxes in the UK. Like I know you can get like the free USPS or whatever it is, and then if you ship it with them, that's cool. In the UK, you have to buy all your boxes unless I'm going out looking for them for free. But we're not really allowed to dumpster dive here. Like they're all locked away, and if I jump over, I get trespass. So it's really hard for me to get boxes for free in the UK.
Yeah, those box prices can add up.
Yeah, like I had to buy a box the other week for an original Xbox I shipped. It cost me like £4, and it was like 30 centimeters squared.
That's
It's
crazy.
tiny. It was ridiculous.
Well, I keep my Amazon delivery. I keep pretty much all the boxes that are delivered to me, and I do buy new boxes through eBay. I'll use the eBay store credit they give you.
Yep.
So I usually have enough boxes on hand, but when I can send stuff in a poly bag, and it's the weight, it's the saving money.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do that.
See, I ordered 400 poly mailers the other day. I bought 200 that fit pretty much every board game in existence, unless it's like a ridiculously massive one. And I ordered 200 that will fit 2 DVDs side by side. So 400 poly mailers, and it cost me £32.
30. So it's about $60 or so, $60.
Like 45, 50.
Okay.
And that will literally last me with posting all my stuff that I sell, unless there's an outlier that I need a box for. That will probably last me like a good 2-3 months, maybe, depending on obviously ratio of what sells. I may sell loads of board games and need some more of the bigger ones, but you know, they're the right size to cover 90% of the stuff I sell. So
exactly. No, that's smart.
It works out as like 6 pence a shipment or something. So
yeah, when I do buy them, I'm like you. I buy them in bulk, like 400 or 500 to get the cost per unit down because I use so many of them.
Yeah, one thing I do need to buy is some more printer ink, because what's going to happen is, because I'm doing prepaid labels at the moment to drop off at the post office or the post office box, I'm not buying my postage in store anymore, so I'm printing it out. So my ink's going to run out soon, and then I'm going to be stuck and not being able to print my labels. But the ink's like £35, and I'm just like, oh, it's so expensive.
Yeah, and I always try to tell myself when I make those purchases, I'm like, all right, it's a tax write-off. It's a tax write-off.
It's an investment. If I don't have it, I make no money. It's an investment.
Need money to make more money.
Yep.
All right, so I'm listing this hat.
If I've learned anything from this lockdown, it's how much money I was wasting on fast food takeaways.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I was probably spending like £60 a week on food, just take out like 3 or 4 free meals a week, 60 quid down the drain.
Well, I know that's what Clay was. I think he was eating out almost every day, like fast food, and we would average a couple of times a week, maybe twice.
Yeah.
We did go through the drive-thru and pick up something the other day, but it's pretty rare. Like, we're mostly cooking at home. All right, that hat is listed. And I am running out of things to list. I have watches. I have all these plates, but I need those plate holders to come in. And the watches I'm going to have to kind of work on. I might wait till tomorrow to do that.
Are they individual plates or are they like sets?
Some are sets, some are individuals. And man, I've sold some plates for some good money.
Man, I didn't realize how heavy plates were until I sold 4 the other day and realized that it was actually over my shipping weight, and it was going to Portugal, so it was going to cost me so much money to ship.
Oh man, let me show you. Man, this kind of made me really sad. All right, so let me show you these plates that I sold. Oh, I think I had to cancel the. That was it. So, where are they at? Oh well, I can't find it. These beautiful Japanese plants, and I saw them in the thrift store. And kind of like what you were talking with that kettle, plates are like that for me too. Like, I'll just see something, I'm like, oh, that's probably worth something, and look it up. And the plates were like, the 2 plates were $1 total. And there were these very rare, I forget the mark on them, but these Japanese plates, like green, and I sold them on eBay. The 2 sold for $79.99 plus shipping. And I came out here to get them, and I guess in the inventory system, see, I've got these boxes and bins over here.
Yeah.
And I used to just mostly do shoes, and either myself or I think it was probably my son. You get a bin and you don't think anything on hard. Protect the plates. I just put them in the bin without any protection, thinking they'd be okay because, just be gentle with the bins. And when I went to go retrieve them, they were both broken.
Ooh.
And I had to message the seller, first of all, apologizing. And now I've got an item that's damaged. And so what I've been doing recently with that is I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry. This is what happened. It breaks my, or it really did. It made me sick because they were beautiful plates too. I'm like, and like they were $80. I'm like, I broke them. If you would like anything else in my store, like I can give you up to 120 merchandise to make it right because I don't want a defect. And she was real nice about it, but she goes, no, that's fine. Just cancel the order. So in my mind, because I offered her the store credit, I went ahead and canceled it. But you select don't have the item or broken, it's a defect on you. I actually selected customer request.
Yeah.
Technically, she did, and I did offer her an alternative that was actually even in her advantage. And I was like, man, I hope I can get away with this.
Yeah.
And it worked out fine. But I had to make sure she was happy first before I did that. So that kept a defect off of my account. But it also taught me a valuable lesson that I've got to bubble wrap plates when I put them in the bins so that doesn't happen again.
That sucks, man. I put a screen up so you can see the plates I sold the other day.
Oh, let me see. All right.
So I had these, found these, sold them for £50, bought them for like £2 or something with 25 postage. But they were so nice. They were Anne Hathaway cottage, Shakespeare country, like in this lovely green.
Wow, those are beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. How much do they sell? £50?
50 with 25 shipping to Portugal. I hope they made it there. They're still on transit because I had to use Hermes.
Yeah.
Because they were just over 2 kilos, and anything that's over 2 kilos with Royal Mail is like ridiculous anyway. Yeah. And then to Portugal, it would have cost me like 50 quid to ship these. But I used Hermes and it cost like 10 quid. So I had to bubble wrap these to high heaven in a box, with like tissue and paper in between. So fingers crossed they get there.
Right.
Because like you said, I'd be gutted if these don't make it. Like, not because I'm losing out money, just because what is going on here? It's broken.
Yeah, it's like you have a beautiful, I mean, it's a piece of art in a way.
Yeah.
Beautiful piece that's valuable and just beautiful. And
I have 2 other Russian plates on my store right now, which I also got from the same store, and they're so nice as well.
I wish Kevin was on. He loves
these. It's a Tyanex Russian lovely plate. You see that?
Oh my gosh.
It's like got
that is beautiful. What is that, like
1989, that one.
And it looks like it has gold.
Yeah, that's gold leaf. And then this one's even nicer, in my opinion. If this actually ever works, what is going on?
Sometimes it does that for me too.
There we go. Look at that.
Ooh, the colors are so vibrant.
Yep. And this one was from 88. So this was like the year before.
Right.
It's like Russian.
Yeah, if you walk by and you see that plate and you don't pick it up to at least research it, then you shouldn't be a reseller.
I didn't even, these are the things, like, I don't research these in the shop. Like, these are the things that I'll just buy for £1 and take a risk. Like, I don't even bother, like, trying to look this up in store. Like, this is something I'll just pick up and go with it. And, like, there's no barcode on this. It's going to take me a while to find it. Like, there's no point. Like, it looks nice. It is nice. It's likely going to be worth my money.
Yeah, and for £1, I mean, the risk reward it's a no-brainer.
Exactly. Yeah, so
I agree with that. You know.
It's not getting many views though, so this probably won't sell for a while. But and I picked up this trashy plate. This is like some fake, like, Japanese thing. But this was like in a bundle, like in a box, I think. I don't know. I don't even know where this came from, but it's, you know.
Nice.
And then I got some Disney vintage plastic dinner plates. These are really nice.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I had these as a kid as well.
Yeah, Disney does really well.
Yeah. That's about that.
Awesome.
I don't know what else I have right now that's like really nice.
All right, let me see. Let me take a look. This is a fun game. Let's see what we have in our inventory.
I think I have like 580 listed right now, like 680 total quantity.
There's from lowest priced. Let's go from the high price. Oh, okay. Well, you might appreciate these. I'll do top 10 items. We can go one at a time just to kind of kill some time. So I don't have anything else to list. So these are vintage Noritake Valdina serving bowls. They have
like Japanese name or something. Noritake.
Yeah, it is. So here's the symbol. Yeah.
See, I feel like, I think you're right. I think we do have this like thing inside us that makes us pick up this weird stuff and just know it's worth money.
Well, I was walking. This was a thrift store find.
Yeah.
And I was walking in the thrift store, and this is the thrift store that has tons of shoes, and I source a lot of shoes there. But I always go through the plates and the glassware, and it caught my eye. I'm like instantly, and I knew. And I don't know if I researched it there or not. Now, it may take a while for it to sell, but I mean, that's a good brand, and these have the gold trim. Just a beautiful plate.
Yep.
So that's my most expensive item currently listed. Then number 2, this purse. Kevin's the one. This was from my last storage unit. It's a Brahmin, and I don't know much about purses, about research. Leather purse, and it's on sale for $195.99, and some of these are selling for $200 and up. And I got this storage unit for $60, and it had this purse in it. So I'm not a purse connoisseur, but don't mind selling it. This was from an auction. I think I listed this one Saturday.
Yeah, and the next one down.
Yeah, there's the antique coffee grinder. Late 1800s circa.
See, I don't think that is 18. I think it's newer than that, because it's not a forged handle, it's a sheet metal handle.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I don't think they had sheet metal that they could bend like that for that handle, unless it's been replaced.
Yeah, could be. All right, so visit that. Well,
but if it sells, who cares?
Hey, I guess if somebody knows, usually in those situations,
if they're spending that much money, they'll probably message you like, "Oi, mate, why are you trying to scam?" Blah blah blah.
Hey, idiot, what are you doing? I won this at auction for $20.
That's nice. It's like a decanter.
Yeah, it's a silver-plated coffee urn.
Damn.
This one's dated 1883. Matter of fact, you can see the mark right there.
Ooh.
Same thing, and I think these collectible items, it takes longer for them to sell because you're waiting for there's fewer people collecting them. But
yeah, well, fewer people have £200 to spend like on one thing.
True,
especially now. And
then a pair of Alden shoes. I won't click on that. A Armani jacket, a Gregory backpack. And this one's cool right here.
I love typewriters.
Yeah, I picked this up at a church sale. It's a Royal typewriter. Now it's not. It needs to be restored, obviously.
Yep.
And it's got the beveled glass. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Yeah, it's got the beveled glass here on the side, and the thing weighs a ton.
Yeah.
It is freaking heavy, and I've got a lot of watchers on it, but no one has pulled the trigger. And it's one of those things. I'm cool with these type items. It's different than anything you're gonna find.
Don't you find it weird that we still have the same keyboard layout all those years later?
Right. The eye's kind of stuck on it. So those, I don't know. Those are some of my better items currently.
I can show you my best items. I don't know what I got. I know I got a few expensive ones, but whether they'll ever sell.
Yeah.
How do I get to that page, by the way?
Go to selling, listings, active. Let's see. If you want, maybe yours up. Let's pull yours up. Yeah, under listings on the top.
See, this is what I'm happy about. I have this much in stock.
That's good. That's a lot.
Nice. Yeah. Right, and then you go current price.
Yeah.
That's the lowest. That's the highest. There you go. My top item is this board game, which I don't know the actual price of because it's literally so rare that there's only ever been one on the internet, and it never, as far as I know, never sold. I don't know anything about this board game. I found it in the charity shop for £1. It seems to be like something that was maybe a prototype. And like maybe like a few were made and then they never like mass produced it. But it's got a barcode, doesn't go anywhere. This is a really bad photo. I need to retake that. That's horrible. Has a barcode, doesn't go anywhere on the internet. Like it's brand new. Like it's never been used as far as I can tell. Like all this stuff is all like sparkling clean. Like the board is in fantastic condition. And like if you research this, you'll find like one guy that's had it listed like before. There's no like active price on there like of what he had it listed for or anything. And as far as I'm aware, it never sold. So it could well be the same one. So yeah, I can't find it anywhere. So I've just had it listed like for ridiculous money, and maybe one day it will sell. But until I can find more information, there's a website that's like boardgames.com where like everyone that's like fascinated with board games like uploads pictures, information, like they'll upload like instruction manuals in case someone loses it or something. And there's no information on there either.
Wow.
So like literally every board game that's ever existed is on there, and this one's not on there. So, and it's in one of those real, you know, like back in the day, you'd get like expensive stuff and it'd come in this like silvery, like textured box like this. Like lead soldiers would come in like these sorts of like cardboard boxes and stuff. It has that exact same texture. And I actually sold a chess set like a week ago that had this same like silvery kind of lead paint. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty old.
That's cool.
The next thing is a rare set of Russian dolls. These are handmade in Russia. Why is it? I hate eBay sometimes. Seriously,
Right.
It's like
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, 1992. It's got like their little like sellers or crafters mark on it. I couldn't quite work out what this like. This is like a type of doll, and then I was trying to like work out who they were, but I couldn't quite work out. Like I didn't know whether they're just like a single person or like a famous person. But I ended up working out what this title was, and it was like the style, like the roundness or something. But yeah, this one has 10 dolls, and I think 10's like really popular, and then if you have one that's like 12 or 16, like that's like the crazy money. But like anything under 10's like not really worth much. So
10 or more.
10 or more. Yeah. And it's like a mediocre paint job as well. It's not like some of them are like really intricate. I got these Nikes, they're like way overpriced right now. But these were like, actually, was it these ones or was it not these ones? I can't remember. I think these was like a limited edition. Yeah, the Capri 3s, like they didn't do them in like this lime green color in the UK. These are like imported from somewhere, like Spain or something. You can't get these anywhere in the UK, but they've not sold yet. So I have offers on, but
yeah,
that's one of those items that if someone offers me like 80, 90 pounds, I'll just get rid of them.
Yeah, I kind of like on most of my items, like I said, I price high, and then I kind of anything within 60% of my offer price, unless I just paid more for it than I normally do, I'll go ahead and accept.
Yeah, I got this really nice backgammon set. It's like it's in like a fake case, so you can like hide it in your bookshelf.
Right.
Like it looks like a book there, like a volume 1 and 2 book, but actually it's a backgammon. So that like pops out of like this case here.
Yeah.
That was really nice. And this was made by Hamleys, which I don't know if you have Hamleys in America. It's like a really expensive toy shop in London.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 5-story toy shop. Like everyone goes there for like really expensive.
Yeah, I'm not aware of it.
I tried to do some research on it, and I couldn't find this specific one. So I believe it's an old one. Let me see if I can get a picture of the Hamley store. It's such a nice building.
And by the way, while we were talking, I just sold. I don't know if y'all remember Saturday that clear apple bowl, the vintage apple bowl I listed. It just sold.
Apple bowl.
Yeah, it's interesting what people will buy. Like I bought a lot of glassware at that auction. I think for $5 in that.
It's another one of those weird items. I found this in like a toy box.
Mm-hmm.
This actually was in the same shop that I found the chess game. But this is like, see, this is the thing that's like, I bought this because it's strange. Like it's branded Kodak, which is the camera people.
Mm.
And it's on like this toy, which I presumed was some sort of like mascot for the company. Because it's actually Kodak, like it's on the thing as well.
Yeah.
Like it's someone's not just stuck that on there. I spent so long trying to find out if this was ever their mascot, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I have genuinely no idea why there's a little mouse teddy that has Kodak on it. But I couldn't find this toy. Maybe you could find it on.
Yeah, you want me to try?
Yeah, maybe you'll find it on there. But obviously I don't have that, so I can't search it up. But
oh, I'm sorry, I just cut you off. That was rude.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, let's look.
Kodak. So it's Kodak film yellow and grey mouse plush toy. You'll probably find it straight away. It would be worth like £2 or something, but I generally couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. Yeah, that's not even Kodak, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
so sometimes on Worth Point, you want to start with less. So I'll just do Kodak mouse.
Yeah.
And let's go by best match.
Because I was thinking like they must have had this as a like mascot at some point. Otherwise they wouldn't have stuck their logo on it.
Yeah, let's do this. It's plush. They're pulling up Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Let's do the logo.
Maybe without the mouse. Maybe just Kodak plush.
Yeah, we can try it. To see, none of these even have Kodak plush zoom. Wait, it's not it, but it's got the Kodak Max.
That's like a sponsorship thing, yeah. Maybe that's what this was as well. Just someone, don't know. Maybe it's a fake, but why would someone make a fake toy with a Kodak logo?
Theirs says Kodak film. Yours just says Kodak.
On the tag, it says D Stuttgart, so it's from like Sweden or something. D Stuttgart, if you want to type that in.
All right, all right. Spell it out.
D with a like the little line dash thing, like across left. Yeah, that's it. STUTT.
Wait. Hold on, let me take a look at it.
Is mine still sharing? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's D. Okay.
Double T GART. Nope. I looked up D Stuttgart as well, and that didn't even come up with anything on Google. Right, so
let's bring up cameras. I think our best.
See what I mean?
It brings up. Golly.
Like I couldn't find this thing anywhere, man. Like,
all right, let's do this. Let's do Kodak plush, and let's go high to low. That way, if it is something that's crazy rare, at least we'll know. The camera. So if we find any of these antique Kodaks.
yeah.
What is this? Little Bill plush toy?
The hell? That's over $200. Wow. Monopoly The Office. When did that sell? 2017. My God.
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm on the lookout for that. That's the American. No, that's the UK office.
Let's see.
The UK office. Pretty sure. Nope, that's the American office. Okay.
That's the American. All right, now I would look up pretty much any Monopoly that.
Yeah, me too. I'd buy it anyway, regardless. But at least I know if someone wants a tenner for it, it's worth it.
There's another one of these Little Bill.
The odds of me finding the American office Monopoly in the UK though is like impossible.
Well, if you do, it's worth some money.
Probably not in the UK though. I'd have to it'd probably sell to an American.
Yeah.
I presume.
Because people love that show here.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it myself, both English and American versions. It's the darndest thing. There's carrots.
I wonder if you find the Millionaire board game.
Yeah, I'll look. Let me.
Maybe it was an American thing. See, I would love to just get some closure on it till I find, if there was an information somewhere that told me, some student came up with it as a school project and then produced, 5 of them or something. I would love to know, but I just don't think I'll ever know, where it came from, how many there were.
We're down to the 20s, and I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Super rare, and no one has it.
No one knows it exists, so it's worthless. It was called Millionaire: The Commodity Game.
All right, Millionaire: The Commodity. All right. I have too many tabs.
You spelled commodity wrong.
Oh, I sure did. Commodity. All right, let's try it again.
Oh. No. It should bring up one at least if that other guy's ever sold. Just bringing up $1 million notes from Zimbabwe.
That's weird.
Try putting game on the end. Nope. Man.
Huh. That's
Yeah, see, when you Google it, there's one Google image.
Mm-hmm.
And when you click on it, it takes you to I don't even know what site it was. Maybe it was eBay, but Yeah, strange.
Yeah, that is strange. All right, Jay. Hey, I've enjoyed this work session, but it's almost 5 here. I think I'm gonna call it a day and get out of this chair for a little bit.
Okay.
All right, man. Take care. We'll catch you next time.
Yep.
Bye, everyone
Are
out there.
you doing your show on Thursday?
Yeah. We'll do the show Thursday, and I'll get with Clay if he's not doing anything. Do another workflow. It passes the time better.
Yep.
So maybe we'll do another one tomorrow.
Maybe sometime soon I'll actually have some stuff to list while we do this. Oh, hiccups.
There you go. All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Bye.